God morning, we're live. Let us receive a deep, holy breath. Receive a deep, holy breath. As you breathe deeply at your own pace, clear the mind. This meditation is designed to bring us the awareness of whole body breathing. Deep breath. Release with an ah. A sacred sound that also summons the ah beings to your side, to your help. Breathing deeply, clear the mind. Thoughts are not needed now. You can pick them up later if you desire, or maybe not. Breathing deeply, relax. Now scan the body. Remember, the body is an apparatus. It's a communication device. You are not a body, you have a body. Scan your body and see what it's doing. Are there pockets that are unhappy? Are there spaces where the cells are not in complete bliss? Are there pockets of anything other than perfect health? Are there demonstrations of erroneous thought patterns? Is there tightness? Is there stress? Is there strain? Breathe. And as you scan, clear with your breath and your intention any pockets that are anything other than free flow of energy, free flow of divine energy, free flow of the divine spark. Breathe. Breathe and remember who you are. You cannot change who you are, what you are. You are divine. What you are is divine. You are first and foremost a perfect energetic being, sourced from the one. You cannot change your divine state. You can change what you think you are or what you say you are. Remember who you are. No other identity will suit other than the divine being come forth in humanity, source as you. No other identity will do. Not father, not mother, not uncle, not aunt, not pastor, not preacher, not teacher, not author, not coach. No other identity will do. Deep breath and drop your identity. Become a no one. No one does not mean worthless. No one means no longer clutching to identity that is fabricated in the mind. Turning home to source. Remembering who you are. Now, we engage in whole body breathing. This breathing technique is designed to remove anything in the body that is constricting, limiting. that is inflexible, that is disharmonious, that is out of alignment, this will do it. Now, this next deep breath that you take, without having to know how to do it, simply breathe in through every pore in your body. Remember, your skin has pores all over it, little tiny openings. These can let air in. This is called whole body breathing, not just through your nose or your mouth. This helps us become aware that the entire body can breathe. Now, take your next breath, whole body being. If this is your first time doing it, have fun. Deep breath in, whole body. And release with an ah. Relax as you go. Don't think about it. Just do it. Breathe in through all the pores of your body. Breathe in. Feel the air rushing in through all the pores of your body and release with an ah. Breathe in through all the pores in your body. Make sure your feet are breathing. Breathe in. Feels good, doesn't it? Breathe in through all the pores in your body. Make sure your ankles are breathing. Breathe in. Smile, release with an ah. Breathe in through your shins. Breathe in. Let the air suck in through your calf muscles. Suck in air through your legs. Suck it in. Your legs can breathe. Your body is breathing all the time. We're simply becoming aware of it. Your body is always breathing. We're simply becoming the masters of this breathing technique that clears disharmonies out of the body temple. Breathe your whole body. As you continue, you may feel sensations in the body, heat, coolness, waves of energy. All good. Pressure in the head. Simply breathe and let it go. Breathe and let it go. Breathe your knees. Breathe your whole body. Breathe in. Release with an ah. Breathe. Let your thighs breathe. Breathe in through your thigh pores. Pores all over your thighs. Breathe in. See your thighs breathing. Breathe in through your yoni if you have one. If you don't, breathe in through your groin. Doesn't matter what you have going on the third dimension. The third dimension is simply your stunt double. You have a body, you are not a body. With dropping body identification, drawing a deep breath through the groin, through the yoni, through that region. Suck in the air, you feel it, circulating, circulating, circulating energy. Breathe in. Breathe, let the beautiful waters of energy wash through you, waves of energy as you breathe in through all the pores of your body. Remember, your body is covered with billions of pores, possibly more. Use them. Breathe in, clear them out, clear the congestion. Clear those pores, cleanse them with breath and your intention, your loving divine attention. Feel your belly sucking in air. It's smiling. Your belly is smiling. So much fear held in the belly. Breathe in through your belly. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Doesn't matter if you're clothed, air can still penetrate your clothing, as we know. Open those pores on your body wide. Suck in the air. Whole body breathing. Do it now. Deep breath with your whole body. Release with an ah. Relax. Relax. Let your head breathe. Let your scalp breathe. Breathe. Breathe through the pores in your scalp. Tiny, tiny, tiny pores all over your head. Let them breathe. Breathe in. Whole body breathing. Let your whole body breathe. It needs a good cleansing, a good airing out. You know how mama used to open all the windows and let all the fresh air in. Spring air. That's what we're doing. Let all the fresh air in. Washing through. We are using, if we were to speak of it in magical terms, the element of air for purification, transmutation, ascension, elevation. Breathe your whole body. When you breathe, not just your lungs are working, all of you is working. Life expectancy is correlated to lung capacity. Breathe more, beloved. Fresh air is free. Have as much as you like today. Decide you will be a power breather. You will breathe well. You will breathe deeply. You will breathe wholly. You will breathe richly. Breathe. Feel the tingle, feel the elevation, feel the freedom, feel the release, feel the perfection, feel the correction. You're clearing out all old, stale air from the bottom of the lungs that congealed and pooled there while we were sleeping. Breathe it out. This next breath, breathe in, suck air in through your whole body, and then use your diaphragm to push out all the old, stale air at the bottom of the lungs. Deep breath in. Shoulders breathing. And exhale. Keep going till all the air is out. Breathing changes everything. It changes your physiology. It changes your psychology. It changes the emotions. It changes the hormones secreted into your bloodstream. Your body is a chemical production facility. Remember, it is producing over 600 chemicals, all on command of your mind. Will it create cortisol from being stressed, adrenaline from fight or flight, or will it produce anandamide, the bliss hormone, serotonin, dopamine in appropriate amounts? Perfect your hormones. Chemicals are rushing through your body right now. It is your own internal pharmacy that you can turn on or off. Most people have turned off their internal pharmacy. You have an internal pharmacy. Use it. Breathe. And give appreciation and bless your internal pharmacy. Bless it for beautiful production of the perfect, perfect, perfect chemical compounds. Bless it. Still breathing with your whole body. Breathe your shoulders. Let your shoulders take a nice deep breath. Breathe in. Breathe in. Let your neck have a nice deep breath. Breathing in through every pore of the body. This is whole body breathing. Breathe. You can change your entire life with your breath. Best to master this powerful technology. Breath. Spine straight. Now breathe your spine and put space between your vertebrae. Too many of us crunched our back down. Then you have to go get a doctor to start putting it right again. Put it right now with your intention and your breath. Put space between the vertebra of your spine and stretch your spine up. Stretch your spine. Now breathe into the spaces in your spine. Breathe. Breathe into your spine, beloved. Your spine loves space. Stretch out that spine. Stretch it out. Keep stretching it out. You'll even grow a little taller. Crown to the heavens. Divine connection intact. Now let your hands breathe. Feel the air rushing into your hands. Breathe. Breathe your hands. Feel the hands all lit up with divine energy, pulsing with divine energy. Breathe. Breathe your hands. And know that you are right where you are supposed to be. There are no accidents in your life. It is all the guiding hand of your true self, source, the self of all selves. Tell yourself, I'm right where I'm supposed to be, wherever that is. Whatever it looks like, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. There's a rightness about me and about what's going on with me. There's a perfection about it. There's a beauty about it. Even if I don't like it, it's still perfect. How do I know it's perfect? Because it is. I have it. It is, therefore it is perfect. It exists, therefore it's perfect. Breathe. And assert the inherent perfection of every area of your life. It's perfect. It's perfect. See energy clearing out through the throat. Clear it. Energy comes up. Sometimes I was having a conversation with my daughter. She said she was in the meditation that we did one morning and just started coughing when we got to the throat chakra. Beautiful. Clear it. The body knows how to clear things. One way the body clears things is through coughing. Coughing is not bad. Stop getting cough suppressants. Cough it out. Let it out. It's clearing. We asked for that. Clear it. Clear the energy. Clear whatever's there. Clear it. Now scan your body again. And before the whole body breathing, notice the calibration. And after the whole body breathing, notice the new calibration, the new vibratory speed, the new chemical correction in the body temple, the new calmness, the new perfection, the new rightness. That is the current experience. Bless it. Bless this current experience. Bless your whole experience. Bless yourself. Bless everything you ever did, everything you ever said. Bless it. Transmute karma. Just bless it. Just bless it. Bless it all. And from this space of blessedness, we'll know if there's an action to take. Is there an apologies warranted? Are there changes warranted in our life experience, in our thought patterns? Are there new choices and new decisions that are to be made? Now we can clearly make them with a clear mind and cleansed energetic system, cleared with the power of breath, chemicals righted in the body temple, cells happy. You will absolutely make better decisions after meditating first. Deep breath. Breath is your free power tool. It's free. Master it. When you're ready, being super gentle with yourself, super kind to you. There's only one of you. Breathe. Breathe. And slowly open your eyes when you're ready. Slowly, gently. Return an aspect of your awareness to the third dimension. And remember that there is an inner meditation going on at all times. The inner meditation is going on at all times. Do not come out of your inner meditation no matter what your body is doing. Now we will receive A Course in Miracles, our beautiful, beautiful, beautiful community. Before going to A Course in Miracles, I must give an incredible gift of appreciation. I appreciate you. You're doing it. You're waking up every morning. You're overcoming sleepiness in the body temple. You're awake. You have your Course in Miracles. You're ready. You're in a quiet space. You're developing the new habit of first touching source before touching phones or email or anything else. Let me calibrate my vibration before I do anything, because I know that if I send emails from a higher vibration, a higher calibration, I will do so much better. World of difference. I applaud you. You are appreciated. You are celebrated. You are grounding into a new habit that is lifelong. Wake and pray, not wake and bake. You can do that later too. You know, some people wake and bake. Some people wake and get to the email. Some people wake and scroll Facebook. We wake and pray. Wake, pray, slay used to be my whole mantra. Wake, pray, slay. So we wake and we connect with the divine. Wake and meditate first. Meditate first. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. All these other things will be added unto you. First. Get your mind right. Get your spirit right. Get yourself right. Ready for a day. You never saw a basketball player come from outside and run straight onto the basketball court and start playing the championships. You never saw that. They get in the gym, they start lifting some weights, they start warming up the muscles, they start running around, they start shooting hoops with the suit on, the whole suit on. They're shooting hoops. What are they doing? They're getting ready to play a championship game. You never saw a tennis player just roll out the bed and go straight and play the US Open. You never saw that. Or Wimbledon. No, they go and they work out, they warm up first. Warm up, drink some water, get ready. Well, we're spiritual gangsters, and that's what we do in the morning. We wake up and we get ready for the day. Whoever heard of just rolling into your day? Wow. I would be afraid to do that. Lesson 26, A Course in Miracles. Let's hit it. I had to give you that appreciation. Y'all are so awesome. Y'all are so freaking awesome. In 2 more days, you're going to have a new habit. In 2 more days, you will have created a new groove in your brain. You probably already feel it kicking in. You probably already feel yourself automatically waking up, automatically getting this Course in Miracles. Your brain is like, oh, we're doing something new every day. Yes, brain. Your brain literally, what is a habit? A new groove in the brain. Wow, look how powerful you changed your brain in 26 days. You changed your habits in 26 days. It doesn't take time. It's instant once you make the decision. Lesson 26. We already heard about attack thoughts, haven't we? Let's go deeper into these attack thoughts. My attack thoughts, let's say it together, are attacking my invulnerability. Let's say it again. My attack thoughts, and you may think, I don't have any attack thoughts. It's okay. Remember, you don't have to believe it. In the beginning, we set the foundation. You don't have to believe any of the ideas. Some of the ideas you may find quite strange and hard to even swallow. Some of the ideas may be quite startling. And some of the ideas you may actively resist. The Course said that's all okay. You don't have to believe any of it. We're just doing it. We're just doing it. See what happens. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. It is surely obvious that if you can be attacked, you are not invulnerable. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. There goes all the locks on the doors. I'm not telling you to take the locks off the doors. I'm telling you where they come from. There goes all the locks on all the doors. There go all the security systems. There go all the gates. There go all the locks and alarms. I used to have so many locks and alarms on everything, cars, everything. And with all the locks and alarms I had on cars, I still remember one time I came out. We used to take the car seat out of the car because we lived in the Bronx, Boogie Down Bronx, when I was living in New York. And sure enough, we took the car seat out of the car every time. And we locked the car up, and we had that little jack thing that you would put on the steering wheel and remember that little doohickey thingy that went to the pedal and to the steering wheel, and we locked that up, and then we got all the windows and locked those all up, and then we got to take out the car seat. You know, it's super heavy car seat, and the baby had to take the baby out and the car seat out and all the bags or whatever, and take them all upstairs at the same time. And I remember coming out one day, and I was just so loaded down with all the things that I had, and I couldn't secure everything properly, and a crackhead bust the window anyway and stole the car seat with all the locks. They just straight up bust the window, took the car seat out. Okay, what are we doing here? You know, I was even asking myself that in the Bronx. Why? We had a lock that was like a fire pole. Remember those fire pole doors? It was a door, and we had many locks. You had to have the top lock and many keys, a whole ring of keys. Does this look like prison? It looks like prison. A big stick at the door. And the fire department used to say, please, people, we can't even get in to save your life when it's the fire. Because the fire pole, the pole was at the door. You couldn't open the door but so much. And all of these they're defenses. They're very strange defenses. It is surely obvious that if you can be attacked, you're not invulnerable. You are vulnerable to attack. It's very plain to see that all of this, we think, what we have to, if we think we're going to be attacked, if we think something's going to come get us, come get our stuff, anything in the neighborhood of attack, we must not be invulnerable. It seems like that would be common sense, yet it's not. I didn't have that as common sense because we had all the locks on the windows and somebody still came into the house. You see attack as a real threat. Obviously, we see attack as a real threat. We are right now I hear it in the winds, and we can all clean on that. Thank you, Dr. Hewlin Haleakala. And Dr. Hewlin, now that he raised to a higher perspective, I pray, I know, I have certainty that he and Thich Nhat Hanh, now in ascended realms, are helping with peace on this planet. Dr. Hewlin Haleakala, love, as we speak their names, we rise their souls as their souls are rising to their source. Dr. Hewlin Haleakala, he gave us love, gratitude, forgiveness. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. And Thich Nhat Hanh gave us peace. And peace is what our planet needs now. Love, gratitude, forgiveness, forgive everything. So we are already thinking that maybe there might be some kind of stirrings of wars. And do you notice governments like wars? They make money. Wars make money. It gives people something to do. It gives people some people like wars, but people don't want to fight wars anymore because of the great ascension we're having on the planet. So you can't really get a good war going. But that's not going to stop some warmongers from trying to start one. But most, by and large, people see the futility of war. We're just going to go out there and just shoot. And I don't think you're going to get a good army out of no millennials. None of the millennials that I know, which I would call a very good thing. They're just not interested in running out to another country and killing somebody. For what? And so right now, watch it and see, oh, they're talking about war. We really believe in threats. We see attack as a real threat. That is because you believe that you can really attack. So the only reason that we think that someone can attack us is because I think I can attack someone else. And what would have effects through you must also have effects on you. If I can do it, then it have to be able to be done to me. That's the problem. If I can do it to someone else, oh, gee whiz, they can do it to me. It is this law that will ultimately save you, but you are misusing it now. See, this is the same law, the law of cause and effect. I'm already using it. I'm already using the law of cause and effect. Matter of fact, everyone's a master at the law of cause and effect because you've just been creating effects ever since you've been on the planet. You're a freaking master at cause and effect. We're just misusing it. You must therefore learn how it can be used for your own best interest rather than against them. Nobody wants to be at war. Nobody wants to think somebody's going to break in and steal something from you. Nobody wants to think somebody's going to run up on you and attack your person. None of these thoughts are for your best interest, but we keep thinking things, and rather than getting rid of the thought, we buy more locks. We buy more guns. We buy a bigger alarm system. We need a bigger alarm system, Marge. We just moved into this neighborhood. We have a bigger house now. We got to get a bigger, we got to put an ADT sign out in the yard to let everybody know. Put some mirrors put some cameras on the front door. Yeah. Put a timer that locks everything up. Yeah, and let's when we go away, let's get a machine that will turn things on and off intermittently so people will think we're home. That's a great idea. And if you examine any of these ideas, you will immediately see what is all this for. You'll immediately see it if you examine them, but we don't examine them. We just keep doing them. Yeah, you got to be safe. You got to be safe. You got to put a mask on your mask. That's going to make you safe. Wow, because you think you can be attacked by a virus. We just had the whole globe think this, that you think you can be attacked by a virus. Because your attack thoughts will be projected on a virus, projected on a robber, projected on your boo that don't love you and was mean to you, projected on your kids, they're not doing what I'm saying. You will fear attack. We still don't recognize that the attack thought began in my mind. I projected it onto a robber, and then now I'm afraid that robber is going to come get me. Lord, please save us from our insanity, Great Spirit. Please, all the beings listening right now, all the archangels and angels, all the ascended masters, all the beautiful souls who have ascended that are helping us, the spirit guides, all the ancestors, blessed be ye. Please help save us from our own insanity. I just had to say that for my own good and for everyone who needs that prayer. And if you fear attack, you must believe that you are not invulnerable. Attack thoughts, therefore, make you vulnerable in your own mind. Wow, 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 wow. Which is where the attack thoughts are. The attack thoughts are in my mind. The attack thoughts are not in a robber. Ain't no robber trying to come get you. The attack thoughts are not in somebody trying to break into your house. The attack thoughts are not a crackhead breaking the window of my car. The attack thoughts are not, oh my God, I go to Mexico. I'm going to meet up with the cartel. I'm in Mexico right now. I haven't seen the cartel yet. Been here for a while. Haven't seen the cartel. Don't know nothing about it. Oh my God, the cartel might get you and kidnap you. What does the cartel want with a Black meditating woman? I don't know. We're going to meditate. What we doing? I don't even do drugs. I don't know nothing about it. Okay, the attack thoughts are not with any of these entities. The attack thoughts are in my mind. All the attack thoughts are in my mind. Wow, I projected them on everyone and everything. And never did I call to task my own self and say, wait a minute, what's really going on here? No, I just bought more stuff and more protective devices. I just kept buying more protection and still wasn't protected and still didn't stop the thing that I was afraid of. Attack thoughts, therefore, make you vulnerable in your own mind, which is where the attack thoughts are. Attack thoughts and invulnerability cannot be accepted together. They contradict each other. Either you can be attacked or you're invulnerable, the invulnerable presence of God. Which one is it? Because you can't have both. You can't be invulnerable and somebody gonna get me. The idea for today, I love how the Course, we wake up in the morning, we meditate, and then we get pimp slapped by the Course. I love that. Because the Course is just pat, 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 in a very loving, kind way, just hitting my consciousness. Like all kinds of bells are going off right now. I'm just looking at my life and all the ways I try to protect myself. From what? You sleeping with the enemy because your mind is doing it all and you still have your mind, but you didn't correct your mind. Wow, Valerie. I'm just talking to myself. If anybody else is getting some benefit out of this, lovely. I'm talking to me and my crazy ass. The idea for today introduces the thought that you always attack yourself first. Wait a minute, I have to get up for a minute. I just have to breathe. Wait a minute. You always attack yourself first. I can't. Wait a minute, Course, I need a minute. Let me breathe. If you really got the weight of that, wait a minute. All these decades, I thought somebody was getting me. I thought a virus was getting me, a bacteria was getting me. I thought something was getting me, a disease might get me. No, beloved. In the most kind, powerful, and true way that we can convey it, you always attack yourself first. Why would we do that? Okay, and because you believe in it, thus, okay, you always attack yourself first. If attack thoughts must entail the belief that you are vulnerable, which attack and vulnerability go together. You see, divinity and invulnerability go together. You can't have both. You got to pick one. Well, if attack thoughts must entail the belief that you're vulnerable, you say, I had an attack thought, I projected it out on a robber, somebody's going to come get me, I better get ADT, the next security system, cameras in the front, cameras in the back, because they might come in through the back. We start imagining how they're going to come get us. No, they might come through the back. Come on, Marge. I'm just doing a random couple here talking to each other. Come on, Marge, we got to get the in the back. They might come through the back. Yeah, that's right. They might come through the back. Let's secure But I didn't address, wait a minute, I'm having attack thoughts. I'm attacking myself first. I have the thought first. I project it out there, and then I'm afraid that it's going to come back and get me. You're using law of cause and effect, just using it erroneously. We're not using it to our best interest. We're using it to solidify our attack and vulnerability loop that we have going on. Wow. If attack thoughts must entail the belief that you are vulnerable, their effect is to weaken you in your own eyes. You're now a victim because you have to make yourself be a inmate in a beautiful prison that you've created with all manner of locks. When they gave me my house in Mexico, I showed y'all the keys, all these keys on the table. I was like, what are all these keys? I mean, they had keys for everything. It was amazing. And I understand that some of it is boundaries. Don't get boundaries and defenses confused. Some of it is boundaries, like you want to lock the bathroom door when you go in there so somebody might not know you're in there and just open the door and you're sitting on the toilet. You'd like privacy. That's a boundary. Cages are defenses. So it was amazing that they had these boundaries. And how many of them keys did I use? Not one. I can't even tell you where the keys are half the time. I can't tell you how the keys are. I'll come and go. If somebody want to come up in this house, you must need a house. Come on. I mean, I'm not telling you to be just, what's the word? Senseless. And I'm not indicating that we ought to be frivolous. I am sharing that my experience has been the more I lock down, the more people come and attack something, steal something, break something. And when I stopped doing all that, it stopped. Because I addressed it in my mind and I continue to address it in my mind where the problem is. It'll save you a lot of money too. So if you have these attack thoughts in your mind and the attack thoughts are saying that you are vulnerable, that means that the effect of the attack thoughts, somebody's going to get me, is that you have become weakened in your own eyes, which is not a position you want to be in. I have been in that position many a times. In my own mind, I was weak. That's not a good position. Thus, they have attacked your perception of yourself. So therefore, the attack thoughts have attacked your own perception of yourself, your own way you see yourself. And you cannot rise higher than how you perceive yourself. You just can't do it. So if you perceive yourself as a weak victim that somebody might come get at any time, then that's one path. It's not a bad path. I was on it for decades. In some areas of my life, I could still be on it if I'm telling the honest, radical truth. I might still have attack thoughts. On the other path is divinity. It's the real path. Now, see, divinity is the real path. We made up the other path. We think it exists. It's not real. So these attack thoughts, they're not benign. They're not neutral. These attack thoughts have made you weak in your own eyes and have thus changed. You have attacked the perception of yourself. And because you believe in them, you can no longer believe in yourself. How many times did I not believe in myself? I just had something that I was creating recently and I didn't believe in myself and I could see the difference. I'm like, oh yes, I'm on it. And now when I'm all the way on it and I'm totally believing it and I'm knowing it and I'm seeing it and I'm like, yeah, I can see the difference. Wow, before I really didn't believe in myself, wasn't confident in myself. Why? Because I had a self-perception of weakness. I had a self-perception that I'm a procrastinating person. You see, my own attack thoughts are attacking me. I always attack me first in my mind. A false image of yourself has come to take the place of what you are. Bam. Because you believe in them, we believe in these attack thoughts. We believe in the invulnerability, the vulnerability. There's holes in our defense mechanism. We got to seal up the holes. We got to make this defense airtight. Well, because we believe in all that. Well, why would you need so many defenses? Then you must be a weak son of a bee. If you need all that protected, you must really be weak, because you can't, if you need all that protection, the more protection you need, the weaker it must be. Now, that goes without saying. And this is common sense, family. The Course is not telling us anything that isn't reasonable. And because we believe these attack thoughts and we believe this perception of ourselves, we can no longer believe in yourself. I can't believe in myself to the level that it will require to create a huge life, which is what you came here to do. Therefore, we made up a false image of self to take the place of what we are. This is mind-blowing. I don't know if you're having all the experiences I'm having. I'm having a lot of experiences over here. Looking at my life and looking at this, I'm having a lot of experiences right now that I love. Transformation experiences. Practice with today's idea will help you to understand that vulnerability or invulnerability is the result of your own thoughts. You may not believe this now. You may say, if I don't have locks on my door, are you crazy? I live in a bad neighborhood, Kayesi. Do you know how many crackheads will come in here and steal everything, rob us? That's what I used to think too. I'm telling you, my key ring looked like a warden. I had everything locked up. And in one of our apartments, they came in anyway. Everything was locked up. They came in anyway. Why? They have to come in because I'm summoning them with all my defenses. I'm summoning them, which the Course will teach us. You see, we don't understand that your vulnerability to a virus or your invulnerability is the result of your own thoughts. How did Mother Teresa walk among lepers? They said, oh my God, it's highly contagious. If you touch somebody with that, oh, you're done for. You're getting it. And we don't have a cure. We don't have a cure for that. Oh my God, here go the alarms. Don't get it. If you catch it, oh my God. And how did Mother Teresa? We have many people that walked around among many people, never caught nothing. You did it yourself. You walked among many people that had many things. You don't know what the people in the plane next to you have. I was in a plane yesterday, probably with, I don't know, a couple hundred people. We don't know what everybody on that plane has. Doesn't matter. How are you going to protect yourself from every single person on the plane? But that was where the consciousness was going of humanity until the light worker said, boo, no. We're gonna bring this center to love, divinity, truth. I'm not saying that a doctor shouldn't wear a mask. Do you know the reason why doctors were wearing masks? They weren't wearing masks because the patient, where they're operating on a heart patient or something like that, is going to give them some kind of disease. They're making sure no saliva or hairs or something falls out of their mouth and into an open wound. That's wonderful. That's a boundary. That's not a defense. Great. Don't let stray hairs from your beard fall into the person's wound. Good. Something is flying around in the air, is going to jump on you and get you. Well, you've got to decide. Am I vulnerable or am I invulnerable? Am I a human or am I God? Am I a muggle or am I divine? Everyone here, we know we are witches, wizards, warlocks, magical beings. This is a community, a magical global community. You just have to choose what you want to think. Nothing except your thoughts can attack you. There are so many truth bombs in this. I'm going to read this course lesson today, probably 3 times, and I've read it for years. Nothing except your thoughts can attack you. Remember, you may not believe the ideas. You may actively resist the ideas. It's okay. Nothing except your thoughts can make you think you are vulnerable. If you're vulnerable to something, where did that come from? It did not come from a compromised immune system. It did not come from age. I know a lot of older people that are super healthy. I know some older people right now, I won't even call them older people. They act like they're younger, they're over 70, traveling around the world, and nothing touched them yet. You know people like this too. You know people that work among sick people all the time. Nothing touched them yet. You know people that are always doing things, going places, going all around the world. Nothing touched them yet. You see, your vulnerability or your invulnerability lives in a choice in your mind. Now, your invulnerability is the truth. The vulnerability is a story we made up that gives a weakened self concept. Remember, you can't rise higher than your self concept. Deep inside, you think you're weak. You need all this protection because if something gets you, you're done for. I remember, and nothing except your thoughts can prove to you this is not so. So let's look at this paragraph because we're dissecting the course. We are not simply reading the course. I read the lesson for today. Check the box. We're reading it for integration. We're having a feast here. We are at a buffet. And we're chewing and we're digesting with friends, all of our beautiful friends all around the globe. And we're deepening into this, and it's delicious. Okay, so what the course is saying in this paragraph to me is, and take it as to yourself, not anybody else. It will help me to understand that vulnerability or invulnerability is the result of my thoughts. Nothing except my thoughts can attack me. Nothing except my thoughts can make me think that I'm vulnerable. And nothing except my thoughts can prove to me that this is not so. Wow, the problem is with my thoughts and the solution. 6 practice periods are required in applying today's idea. If you have an issue with practicing, it is a willingness issue. And just ask yourself if you're willing to be willing. You know, Reverend Jim Webb used to say that. You know, people would, I have a problem. I don't know if, they're just not willing. And he used to ask, well, are you willing to be willing? Because maybe you're not willing yet. I'm willing to be willing. Yeah. I mean, is there some opening there? And if you're willing to be willing, you'll do your 6 practice periods. If you're not willing, you'll say, I don't have time. I got the kids. I had to go to Target. I had to get mom and daddy. I had this. I couldn't do my 5. Okay. If that's your bullshit story, okay, keep it. Nobody's going to come and wrest your bullshit story out of your hands. Keep it until you decide to drop it. I had to drop my bullshit story. I'm traveling, and guess what? I did it on an airplane. I did it in the airplane. I did my 5 exercises yesterday. I did them from the airplane. I did them from the taxi when I was coming from the airport. I did it while I was in the airport. Oh, you can do them anywhere. This is not something where you need a whole meditation room and you don't need any external accoutrement. Do it wherever you are. This is an internal exercise, beloved. I'm sitting in the airport doing my ACIM lessons. No exercises. Nobody knows what I'm doing. I'm looking around. I don't know what that airplane is for. I don't know what that bagel is for. I do not know what anything is for. Today is our new exercise. 6. A full 2 minutes. See, the course is stepping you up. If you just joined us, if you're brand new, beautiful. We're so happy you're here. We were waiting for you. Here's your seat. It has your name on it. Come on in. Beautiful if you're brand new here. You can go back and you can do the course as you like. All the lessons are here for you. Do it at your own pace. Do one lesson for 2 days. Do the next lesson for 3 days. Do it however you like. You don't have to go on the cadence of 1 lesson a day if you don't want to. Just show up here every morning, and in your private practice, you can go to 1 again. A full 2 minutes should be attempted for each of them, although the time may be reduced to a minute if the discomfort is too great. Do not reduce it further. So you can do 1 to 2 minutes. The course gives you the exact blueprint and the exact recipe for the mind training that is a 1-year mind training. Remember, an untrained mind can accomplish nothing. Just letting your mind all over the place. It can accomplish nothing. Why? Because you require attention for creation. It requires your attention. And it requires sustained attention over years to create big things in your life, really big things. Requires sustained attention over your sustained, loving attention and action over years before it comes into this third dimension. You're pulling it down from heaven. That's not instant. So, mind training is required. That's why we're having the 222 manifestation event. We're going to leap you into quantum manifestation, the 222 manifestation event, because we have some secret tools in our toolbox that only work in person because it's energetic. I'm telling you, you can get all you like from YouTube and Facebook and Clubhouse. It's beautiful. It's going to be squared when you are in the room, in the space energetically with beings who are doing it with you. And you have sequestered yourself out of your life. You have to take yourself out of your life to get perspective on your life. So we have a few power tools, quantum manifestation. There's a lot of the quantum field that I've been working with and that have produced astounding results by morphing time. You know how people think, just to give you an example of this mind training and what it can do for you. You know how people think time is linear? Imagine a tube and you have to move through the tube. Point A is at one end of the tube, and point B, where you want to be, is at the other end of the tube. And we think we have to move through the tube, some kind of process, some kind of time, some kind of this, that, overcome the challenges, blah, 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 blah. That's what people think. And what I'm telling you now is that you can actually do what the universe does, and you can actually bend the tube and go from A to B right there instantaneously. You don't have to go through the whole tube. That's what quantum engineering does in your life. It cuts out time. You don't have to spend all this time doing things. You don't really have to do a whole lot. You just have to know the secrets of the universe. That's all. And align with them. That's what quantum 222 manifestation is about. 222 is a portal. You've seen it a million times. I've seen 222 a million times. My mother sent it to me. I'm about to print a book, write a book that has messages from my dead mother. And some people told me they didn't like the title. I was like, okay, I'll work on the title. But I want people to truly understand what this book is all about, because when my mama left, she left me 222. And I was like, what? We had her memorial service at 2 on 222. We had her memorial service on February 2nd at 2. And she was standing up there on stage in the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses with hundreds of people there, because everybody knew my mama. Everybody knew my mama. She was Jehovah's Witness for 50 years, knocked on every door in New York City. The crackheads knew my mama. All the street people knew my mama. Everybody knew my mama. Hi, Miss McIntosh. Hi, Miss McIntosh. How you doing? Even the crackheads were respectful of my mama. They would see my mama come. Oh, yeah. How you doing? You want the Watchtower and Awake, young man? No, yes, Miss McIntosh, give it to me. Yeah, I think I need that. They would just be taking the Watchtower and Awake from my mama just because she was my mama. Everybody knew Jackie McIntosh. She was famous. So I come from she was a witch, and she was a Christian witch. She was a witch, and she was with her Bible. Don't play about Jesus, okay? Well, when you consider that these manifestation experiences that we've been having, this whole quantum manifestation experiences that we've been having over many, many, many years can be shortened. We don't have to go through the process. You don't have to do that. Yeah, some process is good. You don't always have to have everything be a process. A full 2 minutes should be attempted for each of them, although the time may be reduced to a minute if the discomfort is too great. Do not reduce it further. 6 practice periods, 1 to 2 minutes each. The practice period should begin with repeating the idea for today. Here are our instructions. Repeating the idea for today, let's repeat it now. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. Okay, breathe. Next, then closing your eyes and reviewing the unresolved questions whose outcomes are causing you concern. I have some unresolved questions in my mind. It doesn't say problems. It doesn't say big hurdles. It doesn't say unresolved questions. Just any question in your mind is unresolved. whose outcomes are causing you concern. Oh, I don't really want it to go that direction because if it does, I don't really like that direction. The concern may take the form of depression, worry, anger, a sense of imposition, fear, foreboding, or preoccupation. The concern can take many different forms: worry, fear, foreboding, uncomfortability, irritation, agitation. Who cares about the form it takes? It's just a concern. Any problem is yet unsettled that tends to recur in your thoughts during the day is a suitable subject. We all have these things that tend to recur. Wonder how I'm going to work this out. That's the subject. You'll not be able to use very many for any one practice period because a longer time than usual should be spent with each one. See, here the course has been teaching us all along about specificity. That if you're very specific with a particular thing, it can unlock all these other things. But if you work with a whole lot of things, you won't get the whole meat of it. Today's idea should be applied as follows. First, name the situation. I'm concerned about taxes. Oh, I got to get all these papers together for the taxes. Got to do, call the accountant. Like, oh, why does it just have to be a thing? Because I made it up in my mind that it's a thing. Okay, I'm concerned about that because now we got to get all the 1099s out to everybody before January 31st and so forth, all our contractors. Because I made up in my mind that it's a thing. Then go over every possible outcome that has occurred to you in that connection and which has caused you concern, referring to each one quite specifically, saying, I'm afraid that blank will happen. Oh, I'm afraid that we won't get all these 1099s out to all these contractors. Oh, I'm afraid that my calculations may be off. What if my calculations off and I just owe this astronomical amount of money? Oh my God. What if they come get me? What if the IRS come get me and put me in jail? Oh God. What if they take everything I own? Oh my God. Okay. Just be real. All the things that have crossed your mind as possible outcomes to, if I don't get this right, man, I better get this right. There is such a thing as amendments for your taxes. You can change. I'm just letting you know my particular unresolved questions that I have going on in my mind right now, okay? If you're doing the exercises properly, you should have some 5 or 6 distressing possibilities available for each situation you use, and quite possibly more. I just told you about 4 or 5 or 6 quite distressing possibilities. Oh my God, that could happen, and that could happen, and that could happen. Beautiful. You're doing it. You're doing it. You're doing the exercise. And quite possibly even more distressing outcomes. Oh my God, what's going to happen to my kids if the IRS come get me? What's going to happen to my boo? What's going to happen to this? What's going to happen to my business? Oh Lord, the people on YouTube are not going to like me no more. I'm going to be a pariah, a public pariah. Oh man, the IRS took her down. They're going to write about me on blog posts. Well, they're already fucking writing about you on blog posts. You're a Christian witch. You don't see why I laugh so much, because I'm laughing at my mind. Oh man, it's hysterical. It is much more what the mind conjures. If you look at it, it's very hysterical. It is much more helpful to cover a few situations thoroughly than to touch on a large number. Cover this situation thoroughly. Cover this, get these tax papers done by January 31st. Cover that thoroughly, okay? Okay, all the 1099s to our people. Did I count up everything appropriately? Did I leave anything out? Did we make a mistake? Does the accountant know what they're doing? Okay. Cover that thoroughly. It's better to cover a few thoroughly than just go through a whole bunch of things. As a list of anticipated outcomes for each situation continues, just let your mind keep going on. Just watch your mind keep going on with the list of anticipated distressing outcomes. Oh, this could happen. Oh, that could happen. Oh, wow, that could happen. You will probably find some of them, especially those that occur to you toward the end, less acceptable to you. The farther down this rabbit hole you go, you'd be like, no, I'm not letting that happen. Going to jail? Oh, hell no. Try, however, to treat them all alike to whatever extent you can. Treat going to jail the same as getting it right. I could get it right. We could get all the numbers perfectly right. That's an outcome. And that's an acceptable outcome. That's an outcome I like. Going to jail, that ain't an outcome I like. After you have named each outcome of which you are afraid, tell yourself, that thought is an attack upon myself. I might not get the numbers right and I might get some retribution. That thought is an attack thought upon myself. I might get fined. That thought is an attack. I'm totally projecting on the IRS. I'm projecting all my fears, all my worries, all my concerns. Let me find a big devil, a big somebody to blame all my stuff on, because Christians use the devil. You could use anything. You could use the IRS, you could use the government, you could use the C word that's been going around from 2020 and 2021. You could use anything to project all your fear and worry on. That thought that I make it fine is an attack thought upon myself. You see, it's not telling you don't pay your taxes, and it's not telling you that it doesn't matter. It's not telling you any of that. It asks you, what is the intention and what is the mind of the person who's doing the taxes? Because one of them is going to invite some craziness, and the other one is going to be very peaceful, and everything's going to flow perfectly. Law of cause and effect. That thought is an attack upon myself. Oh, I'm afraid that I'm afraid the IRS might take everything I own. That thought is an attack upon myself. Oh, I'm afraid I'll be a public pariah. People will be talking about me. That thought is an attack upon myself. Woo! You see how it's just melting it, just mitigating it, melting all those fears, worries, attack thoughts that I don't understand originate in my mind. Conclude each practice period by repeating today's idea to yourself once more. And here is today's idea. Whether you believe it or not, like it or not, accept it or not, doesn't matter. You can just do the exercises. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. Ashe. The floor is open. Mods, what say you? I hope I was sharing my screen all that time. I wasn't sharing my screen all that time. Guess it doesn't matter. We got the point. First, I got to give a shout out to all the super chats. Come on. I love. Money in the vortex, money in the vortex, money in the vortex. Yes. Go ahead, our mods. Go for it.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Queen Hadassah.
This lesson right here, my goodness. I tried to get away with, because I wanted to.
You good, Queen Hadassah?
Oh, yeah. I'm hearing some. Oh, that's yes. So, I tried to rationalize and say, it's not me doing this. It's not it's something hijacked my life. It's something else doing this. And the funny thing was, like, you all met Dr. G. I was coaching with her. She said, knock it off. Who else could it be? It's you. It's only you. I'm like, what? I'm doing this to myself? She's like, yes. I'm like, well, why would I do this? And that was the big question. Why would I be attacking myself first? Why am I doing this? And I struggled with this lesson for a long time because I couldn't understand. I'm practicing all of this self-love. Why am I continuing to attack myself? And the thing about it is, I didn't realize it was in my thought life. It wasn't like I'm beating myself. I'm physically doing something to myself. It was in my thought life. And then when I did this lesson, I realized that I had the most bizarre thoughts about myself. And I would wake up every morning and the barrage of negative thoughts and attack thoughts tape. And this lesson was like, system interrupt. No, you're not going to do that anymore, because you're attacking yourself. And I'm thinking it's someone else. And it's me doing this. And I'm doing this in my thought life by myself. No one else is doing it. And I didn't, the part of the course today, where is that thing? I did not appreciate the snarkiness of the course where it says, if you're doing this exercise properly, have some 5 or 6 distressing possibilities. I was like, what? It's like the course is saying, you have this right there on the tip of your tongue and the tip of your consciousness. Everything that you're doing to yourself is right there. No one else is doing it, Denise. You're doing it, and you can stop. So this lesson was the first lesson that really held me accountable to what I'm doing. And I really appreciate it, because before then, you couldn't look. Someone was out to get me. And one thing about these I don't lock anything. I don't lock my doors. I don't lock my car. I don't own a car. My daughter has a fancy car, and the one with the push button thing. I leave the key in there. I go shopping. I leave the car door open. I don't even care, because if I have to worry about, oh my God, someone might break in the car. Oh my God, those things are my attack thoughts. And like Rev says, I'm sending out a vibration to a robber to come and rob me, because I'm believing that I can be attacked. So to counteract that, there are a lot of things that why don't you do that? You don't ride with a seatbelt? No. Do you lock your doors? No. I don't. And so it's been really liberating for me. This lesson helps me to take 100% responsibility for my own thoughts of attack, so I can stop it. So thank you, and I am complete.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. First, I would like everyone to wish our Queen Hadassah happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Is it your birthday, Queen Hadassah? It's your birthday. It's your birthday. We're going to party like it's your birthday. We're going to sip Bacardi like it's your birthday. Okay, everybody on stage, sing happy birthday to Dr. Queen Hadassah. Happy birthday. We're doing the Stevie Wonder version, okay? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Yes, happy birthday. Happy birthday. It's beautiful.
Okay, so now that the pleasantries are out of the way, I'm having attack thoughts.
Doesn't it feel good to be able to say it? Okay, wait a minute, pause everybody. I'm having attack thoughts right now. And they're attacking me. I'm attacking myself right now.
And this is like my current, situation here. And I'm like, why does this keep showing up? And this lesson, me just tuning in not too long ago, I was whole opa ono. I was doing everything. I'm like, why is this happening to me? And it's me. I'm doing it to myself. Yeah, this lesson is right on point today. And I'm definitely going to be doing the practice lessons in this particular lesson for today, because I'm doing this to myself, and I'm looking out like it's being done to me, because it seems so real.
Mm-hmm.
It seems so real. So I'm glad I tuned in when I did, because this is going to help me through the rest of my day. Because these thoughts that I'm having, like, why am I not getting this respect that I'm talking plainly. I'm saying the words as calm as possible, but they're not being acknowledged. Like, what is going on here? There's like a disconnect. I'm the disconnect. I'm the disconnect. And I'm I'm just gonna have to sit with this because I'm determined to see things differently. I'm determined to see things differently. I'm complete.
It's very hard to accept that we're attacking ourselves because we think, I love myself. I would never attack myself. I would never do something like that. When every day we probably attack and assail ourselves hundreds, maybe thousands of times. In 80,000 thoughts, how many of them could be attack thoughts? And how many of them are repeated attack thoughts? You always attack yourself first. It's a hard pill to swallow because we want to blame somebody else, because when you blame a responsibility or whomever is responsible is the one that's going to be the fall person. They have to clean it up. Whoever is responsible for the mess, like my mama used to come in the room, me and my brother would tear the whole room up. Who's responsible for this? A vase would fall and break. Everybody's standing there looking around. Nobody wants to say anything. Who's responsible for this? Nobody's taking responsibility. No, not one of us kids raised our hand and said, well, I'm responsible for it and I'd like to take total responsibility for something. The other three would have looked at us like, are you nuts? Do you know our mother? She will wail on you till the cows come home. No, I'm not responsible for nothing. So when we're little, we probably got the idea, don't take responsibility, because whoever takes responsibility is the fall guy, quote unquote. It's a terminology, and it just represents that that's going to be the person that's going to have to clean it up. You're going to have to shovel, or you're going to have to shovel all the shit. You're going to have to sweep up all the shards of the vase. Then you're going to have some kind of punishment. Then you're going to have some kind of this and that and the other. And what the Course is divorcing us from is the idea of punishment, and divorcing us from the idea that you're sinful and that you're bad or that you did something wrong. You simply made a mistake. We simply made mistakes in having all these attack thoughts. And what's the cure? Our mind training that we're doing now to correct. And correction never has judgment with it. God never judged you for not one thing ever in your entire life. And you're free and you're loved. That's it. You're free and you're loved.
One thing that I've noticed about myself is, like, I'm a fixer. Like, when things are not, I automatically go into fix it mode. But what I'm fixing is only the surface level. I'm not fixing it. It's not, it's being pushed down, because escape is a thing for me too. Like, okay, how can I just get myself away from this situation and then I don't have to deal with it anymore? But I didn't clear it up within me, and of course it shows up again in a different situation but similar. And so this course is going to help me resolve the underlying issue so that it doesn't show up anymore, because I'm pretty tired now, and I'm ready to get it cleaned up. I just can't do it anymore. Not the way that I've been doing it. So I was kind of having a pretty frustrating morning, but now, and it seems like, every time we start, doing these types of exercises, things start coming up. So, if anyone's experiencing uncomfortable things, that's because we're digging into it, so it has to come up. All the things that make us uncomfortable. So I'm going to work with this. I'm going to work with it.
If we look at our comments from our love tubers and from our Facebookers, we will see that there's some really profound comments going on. As a matter of fact, someone was really aligning with you, Queen Vashti. And they were, where is that comment? Let me see if I can find that comment. Someone was having a similar experience to you. Jazz G, thank you so much for sharing profound wisdom here. I just sense and feel the wisdom coming from it. Here it is. It's Who's Her Namaste Live. This is an easy pill to swallow when you've had enough and are more than ready to surrender. If it's me, I'm going to own it and course correct. There you go. So that sounds like where you are too, Queen Vashti, huh? Like, I can't keep doing what I've done. You know, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I am there. I cannot, no, I can no longer do things this way. And I have to clean up these underlying issues because they're going to keep showing up. And, you know, this course so far, this is day 26. And, you know, I'm noticing that the lessons appear throughout my day, you know, and I'm glad that I have the awareness to see what's going on. You know, just like what we were talking about, if there's just a little bit of frustration, then that means you got some rage. You know, it's not far underneath the surface. You think it's just a little irritation, but it's rage. And I'm ready to admit that I have rage. Like I'm like angry about some shit, and I don't talk like this. That's where I am right now. I got some rage and I'm sick of shit. I'm sick of it. And I'm gonna do something about it.
Queen Vashti, you know what the Course tells us about rage? It says your slightest irritation is a symptom that underneath is fury, rage.
Yes. I noticed that about myself just yesterday. And I remembered that from the Course. I was like, you always trying to be so damn cute and soft and nice. You're angry. You got some rage, some deep rage underneath. And I had to admit that to myself. Always trying to be so prim and proper and prissy. Oh.
And nice girls, what did that ever get you? Nothing comes from being a nice girl. I don't know why people are still trying to be nice girls. You might as well let her rip. And we don't mean let her rip like go ahead and rip up all the people in your life. We're talking about let her rip with your own self. Be true to your own self and tell yourself in the mirror. You don't have to tell anyone else. You don't have to act the fool out there. Tell it to yourself in the mirror with the door closed. That's the only one that matters. I'm fucking mad. I'm raging right now. I'm angry. I want to take somebody's head off. We haven't even told ourselves that.
Yes.
And so because that's not acceptable. Society told us when we were very little, it's not acceptable to be angry. So you just bite it. You just chew it. It's not acceptable to be whatever. Isn't it very interesting that they told us it's not acceptable to feel these feelings? It would have been different if they had said, it's not acceptable to take all your feelings out on other people, because that's not the way to do it. Just, I'm angry now and all over everybody you love. Well, that's not it. They told us it wasn't even acceptable to have the feelings. Wow. Like, get yourself together. What they tell little boys, stop it, don't cry. Don't cry. You know, gut it up, suck it up, take it. And how many messages did we receive as beautiful little souls just coming on the planet when we were having a tantrum? We knew what to do with rage when we were 2. We moved through it. We didn't say when we were 2, I'm feeling rage now and I don't want to feel rage. That's what we do when we're adults. When we're 2, we're like, we threw ourselves on the floor and we rolled around and people told us, you better stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. It's like, why? Like, you didn't see anything bad with it.
Stop it before I give you something to cry for. That was my favorite line.
Right? We got a million messages that it's not okay to have all your feelings. It's not okay. It's not going to work. Because you having all your feelings is calling me to account for all these feelings that I have bottled up in me that I don't want to feel, because I don't like feeling those feelings. So you better get yourself together and get out of them feelings. Have all your feelings. The feelings. Have them. Let them come up, well up, overtake you, and they're like waves of the ocean. Whew. Do with your feelings what you did when you were 10, with 2. When you were 2, you rolled on the floor, you got it out, and then you were like, oh, a toy, a lollipop. You were back to your happy self like that. You were back to set point like that. Something came in to start, and the 2-year-old is just toddling around so happy that they can just move their legs and grab everything and look at everything and put their hands in everything. And they're just on this wonderful discovery. I was on the beach the other day and Islam had us, and I was just looking at this little toddler that just figured out how to walk, and the father was walking behind him. The father was worn out, but the toddler was just going. I was like, don't worry, soon that toddler is going to just pass right on out. But the toddler was just going. He was picking up a little seaweed, and it was like that. It was fascinated by seaweed, and then it was looking at and saw a little piece of a coconut, and it picked it up and it was looking at the coconut like a little coconut shell. Like that was the most amazing thing in the world. Just look at toddlers and look at babies. That's you. That's your natural state. That's how you came in. That's what you still have. And the toddler was just going. The little legs was just going, and then he would fall, plop down, and then he would just stand up, and the legs. He was just so happy. And many times he didn't even cover new ground. He just kept going through this like little circles. He would just go wherever he wanted. It was no pattern. He didn't have a plan. That's you. You're just on this beautiful. You're just a child on this beautiful discovery of life. Then you grew up, and you stopped having all your feelings. And you stopped letting it be acceptable to have all your feelings. And you started making your feelings wrong. And you started thinking it wasn't safe to be angry. It's not safe to have all these feelings. Whereas when you were young, you were a feelings master. You could have 20 feelings in 10 minutes when you were young. You could be crying sad, and then you see a bottle or a lollipop, and you would be like, ah. And you see, you watch babies, they just move through all the feelings so elegantly, and they always come back to the set point of joy, bliss, happiness. They're always back to the set point of wonder, happiness, joy, bliss. If something happens they don't like, you're going to know it. Then you give them what they need. They're back to set point, joy, bliss, happiness, discovery. What's this big life all about? That's us. Have your feelings. Just don't spill them out on people. Have them with yourself. Go in the woods, roll around in the sand. Kids scream, cry, break dishes. You know, there's a dish breaking therapy. Let me not use the word therapy. Protocol. Because I don't want to suggest that you do this and not go see a therapist. If you want to go see a therapist or have mental health support, go get it. I've had a few therapists. They were very helpful. When our family was working through things that were just, we weren't getting nowhere. We're like, okay, we need help. We're not getting anywhere. We're at a stalemate. Well, I remember, we're not going into that. Continue. Queen Vashti, who's next?
Hey, Rev, I just want to say thank you to the Love Tubers. I love you all. They're saying happy birthday.
Do you see all the happy
Love
birthday
Tubers.
love?
Thank you. Love you all. And I wanted to answer one question. I think Ali Love, she asked, is my daughter okay with me leaving the keys in the car? Well, this is the thing.
Yes, you saw that.
Yeah, this is the thing. My children know today that they have a different mother. Well, my daughter does because she's been with me on the ride. She's the older one. And before, she knows the crazy, psychotic, lock everything, secure it twice, run back home to make sure the stove is off, crazy ass mother. And now I'm just.
I have that too. I used to have OCD, check everything 10 times. Like, okay, it's good.
Yeah, and so they are very supportive of my spiritual growth and development, and they're also desirous to exit these crazy thoughts and so forth. So as they watch me go through my process, they're going through their process as well. And I tell them, my kids are 14 years apart. My daughter had a crazy, neurotic mother that was afraid of everything. And my son has a chill, laid-back mother that allows. And so they, my daughter, she She doesn't say anything. She understands what I'm doing, and and I teach her law, and she does the course with me sometimes, so she understands what I'm doing, and she understands principles. And like, if I attack myself, no one's going to attack me unless I attack myself first. And if I'm holding these attack thoughts, then I'm vibrating at a level where I believe it can happen. And then, so we process that information as a family. We live this course as a family. And so we get the understanding as a family, and then we apply it as a family. So she's cool with it. She don't always like it. Sometimes she'll take the key, like, this is a seedy neighborhood. I'm like, well, whatever. I'm cool. So we are practicing and living the course in this house. So we're good. And thank you again for the happy birthdays, y'all. Love you all. I'm complete.
Ain't it beautiful to wake up and have your birthday with the family before you go into your birthday celebrations today? It's so beautiful. There's another thing I want to say, family, about this whole I was going to talk about dish breaking earlier, but in other words, you can go and do some dish breaking, and you can buy some old dishes in Goodwill and go into the basement or some locked up room in your house, put up a sheet so nothing gets hurt, and break all the dishes you want. With the mystery school, this mystery school is not the CCW mystery school that I am honored to be headmistress of, and Queen Hadassah is the dean of the school. This is another mystery school. And this mystery school is called Circles of Light Ministries, by it founded or channeled onto the earth plane through Dr. Carolyn Fuqua, who is sacred name Isis, spelled like Isis, pronounced Isis. Isis, it's very profound how deeply entrenched we are in our normal lives, that we do things that are supposedly normal. We don't question them. We don't question. So here's an example. Circles of Light Ministries, they don't like anything. They don't like cars. They don't like houses. They don't like nothing. I have seen them. We go on trips. They go on trips around the world. They will take their car to the long-term storage at the airport, not long-term storage, long-term parking at the airport. They will park their car, toss the keys on the floor somewhere in the bottom of the car, wherever, where they can find it when they get it, close the door and walk away. Never locked cars. Nobody's car never got stolen, never got broken into. But we are so entrenched in the locking, we don't question it. We don't question if there's another way to live. We don't question if we can be free of all these rules and laws that men have made. We don't question it. Just lock everything. Did you lock it? Did you lock it? Check it. That's what we grew up with, so that's what we just kept doing. Harmony?
I am the same way. Like, I don't lock anything, and it drives the person that I live with absolutely crazy. Like, I leave my purse and my keys in the unlocked car, and it is always like,
yep, I do too.
and then I'm like, they'll try to bring my purse in the house, and then the next day I'll be out shopping, and then I'll be at the counter like, I don't even have my purse. Why would you take my purse in the house? Because it doesn't belong in the car. Yes, it does. My purse belongs in my unlocked car with my keys. I know where everything is.
I know where everything is. I get to it.
The angels protect everything. I'll be in the store and I'll be shopping and my purse will be in my cart, and people will walk by me and say, ma'am, you left your purse unattended. No, I didn't. The angels are watching. And people think that's a really crazy response. When I say that to people, they look at me like I have three heads. But to me, like, I don't like anything, and especially not locking like the door to the house. They're always like, oh my God, you never lock the door. Why do you never lock the door? And I'm like, I don't know. It's just not a thing that I do. Like, I'm never concerned about whether the door is locked. So for me, it's an easy way of living, and it makes me feel at peace. So for some people, maybe a locked door might give them a sense of peace, but for me, I feel more comfortable knowing that, hey, I can go in and out as I please. There's no restraints, there's no constraints, there's none of that. I can just go in and out as I wish. So I don't know. It's just funny when you see other people's fear, like, the door is not locked. And I'm like, why should it be? What's going to happen if it's not locked? So it always tickles me when you're with someone that has different beliefs and trying to live cohesively together like that. So I'm complete.
Bring them on A Course in Miracles in the morning. Bring them on ACIM. Now, family, I'm going to say something very clear about all things. Everything in the third dimension is neutral. Locks are neutral. Alarms are neutral. They mean nothing. We've already discovered and became aware of the inherent meaninglessness of all of it. What gives it meaning? What you think. So we're not telling you lock your door, don't lock your door. That's a personal choice. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask. Get the jab, don't get the jab. It doesn't matter. That's a personal choice. What we're talking about here is examining the thought, as Dr. G. Willie said, behind the thought. What are my thoughts that are causing me to do this? And not just my surface thoughts. Well, I got to keep my job. No. What are my deeper thoughts? Get in there. What are my thoughts about all these things? Because you will always attack yourself first. Something can't get you from the outside. It literally cannot. It's time to give up the belief that something from the outside can get you. It cannot. You are getting you. You are attacking you. Now, that's the simplest way that we can put it. Alina, you're up next. I think Alina might tell us she quit her job. Alina, can you speak? Good morning, beloved.
I thought I was gonna be on a different subject today. She's still not gonna tell me she quit her job. Oh my goodness. I need to use something else. Oh my Lord. Not yet. I did go home and I spent the day with my daughter. My daughter listened to your thing yesterday. She said, "Mom, where you get these people from?"
They came from another planet. I think we came from the Sirius star system or the Pleiades or something like that. We're not from here.
Yeah, she thought she was so delightful that I showed her you on YouTube because she was listening to it on the replay. And then I said, "No, she's on YouTube. Let me show you her." And she was like, "Oh my goodness." I said, "Look how she be dressing like a goddess." She was just laughing because I always talk about the goddess and everything my daughter tried to get away from, she's back to it right now. When I grew up, I mean, I still wear dresses all the time. I put my jewelry on. She don't let the daughter I have, so I put her little dresses on. All the way she used to teenage, she's wearing her dresses. When I get grown, I'm not going to do that anymore. And now she's like, I said, "Why you wear dresses all the time?" That's all that's in her closet. She's always all looking nice when she goes out the door. So I said, "Oh, you came back to where everything you said you was going to get away from." She came back to it. But this is what I thought. I was having what's what I thought was brought me back to these experiences that I have. You know, my kids they're partial. Like before I left the state partially, they were raised in Oakland. In some parts of Oakland, people say, "Oh, it can be so something, so horrible." And my dad, who is the bishop who I talk about all the time, he was under the impression that nothing could come upon us without first we knowing about it. That we could not be attacked. And so I was just so dumb enough to believe it, and I would teach that to my children. And so I remember one time they were shooting in my neighborhood, and I called my dad, not the police. I called my dad, and he pulled up in his car, and he got out the car in the middle, and he said, "Hold it!" He got a little raspy voice, and they stopped. They ceased.
He was in his invulnerability. He was in his knowing. He was in his knowing.
Yes, he was in his knowing. And so I've always been, I was his mentee, so I would just start believing all this stuff. So fast forward, I moved to Texas. And so something happened to me 5 years ago. I was not well, and
don't like to say I had a stroke, but I did. But I fully recovered like in a few days. People couldn't believe how fast I recovered. But I'll never forget that when I came home, I was really, really weak. And so I barely could get to the bathroom. And so I heard something. I didn't hear, my car was away from my window. Usually I park it behind my window. It was down the way in front of this man, my neighbor's townhouse. And so I was just laying there, and then I woke up like at 4 a.m. and something says, your car. So then I put my hand towards the direction where my car was because I couldn't get up. I said, whatever's mine by the divine right can never be taken from me. And then I just collapsed and went back to sleep. And so the next day, I think, or maybe it was 2 days. It was a lot of hours later because I was able to walk to my car and I was going to get something out the car. And the neighbor opened the door. He said, daughter? And I said, yeah. And he said, I opened my door at 4 a.m. and it was a guy at your door trying to get in your door. And I scared him away. And I said, oh, that's weird because at 4 a.m. I woke up and I stretched my hand towards the car and I said, whatever's mine by divine right can never be taken from me. I got that from Flores Goshen. And he goes, yeah, we're connected. We're so connected. That was me and him. He said, we're just so divinely connected. So I was like, okay. And so another time, and these all been times like really real. I was laying down. I was like so tired at the same place. And I had come in from doing all this, helping other people and stuff. And I was just, like something to say, like, take a shower, just go to sleep. Like, boom. I collapsed in the nude. Just boom, went to sleep. So I woke up the next morning. My patio door was open. I'm on the first floor. It was open. I said, oh, that's why I told my daughter I was on my door. I said, oh, that's why I felt such a great breeze because it was kind of hot. I said, oh, that was so wonderful. I had a nice breeze. She said, a nice breeze? You're on the first floor with your door open? And I was like, oh, well, I didn't think of it that way. I just thought I had this nice breeze. And then even here where I live now, I'm on the first floor again. I don't get up to check the windows. I don't get up to check nothing. And then like about a week ago, I said, oh my goodness, I slept with the door open. Like the door was like open. Somebody could just come in and walk in. So I just, and people used to say I was so silly for believing my dad. You know, my dad the bishop. I always say my dad the bishop because I have a biological dad and I have a dad. That's a real dad. So the bishop is my real dad.
The bishop.
I'm connected to my biological dad. What were you saying?
The bishop is a person who is your mentor, who taught you the exact same principles we're talking about, only in the Christian paradigm. It's the exact same thing. And Christians do this exact same thing all the time. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, but we don't understand it because we're not looking at it energetically. We're getting caught up in the linguistics and the wording and how it's said. It's the same thing. That I'm impenetrable. I am absolutely impenetrable. Because of who I am. I come from source. I come from God. I'm indestructible. I'm invulnerable. I'm divine. I'm protected. I'm watched over. I'm cared for. Angels surround me. Nothing's coming up in here by random to get me. It's the same thing. We're saying the same thing.
Yes. And he would just teach me how to like walk in it. Like nothing can, like he said, they would tell him, don't go to Algiers. It's just so horrible. My dad would go in the middle of the night and walk through there with nothing and nothing would happen to him. And so I saw that. It was like, and then I just started living it. Like I didn't know, wherever you're around, you would adopt it. So we got to be careful when we're around so you would like start to adopt it. It's like, it just comes easy. Like people, when after that happened to me, people was like, oh, the spirit told you somebody was at your door, but was at your car. You should go get that top level, top notch security.
Wait a minute, Lina. This is what people will say. They'll say they won't rejoice that it worked. What you did worked, right? It worked. The person was like, okay, this is not the car for me. For whatever reason, they moved along. It worked. But people will tell you to there's this whole idea of going back into our defenses and try to make ourselves safe, right? With 50 masks,
Yes.
that it can't make you
Yes.
safe. The things we're looking to make us safe cannot make us safe when the attack thoughts live in my mind.
Yes. Yes. And so I just love this one. So we're invulnerable. I mean, we really, really are. And I like to, just one little instance I want to give. I was on the highway coming from, I used to go from, I don't live that far anymore, but I used to go from Fort Worth all the way to Irving every day. That's like an hour drive to commute. And I used to do that all the time. And one particular day, something told me to look in the rearview mirror. So I was driving in the fast lane, and I looked in the rearview mirror, and I can see that the truck is up high. And so there was a lady behind me. It was behind her, and he was up high to see him. He was looking down. And so the traffic was stopping, and he was looking down. So I said, oh my goodness. So, and then to my right, there's a lot of cars. I couldn't go to the right. And to my left, there was construction. And so I have a little bitty car, so I can kind of move through the construction. So I veered over because I could see he was about to hit the lady behind me. I veered over in the construction. And so when she saw me do it, she did it too. And then she hit a bigger car. She hit the thing, and the truck was trying to stop. And we both got over. And because she got over because how I know she did what I did, because I got out my car and I ran to her, because now she drugged the thing. I had a little car, so I could just go between the things. She couldn't go between them, so it was stuck on her car. And she ran to me, and I ran to her. We just embraced each other and started hugging on the side of the street, on the side of the road. She said, "Thank you," because the truck was looking down. I guess he was looking at his phone. He was about to run right into her. So nothing really can come upon us. You might have close calls, but you don't know. You don't know what to do at the time. And I yield. I'm just so excited about this lesson.
Come on, Alina. When you get in your church, because we coming to your church. We coming to your church. I can feel it. I can hear it. When you get in your church, sister.
Okay, well, if I do, it's going to be a different type of church.
Oh, we already know that. That's why we coming. We already know what Spirit is doing with you. It ain't like no church anybody ever saw before. Yes. And when I say church, church is just people. That's all it means, is gathering of people, right?
It means the called out people.
It means
it's
people.
The reclaimed nation. I think I got a name for it. It's called the reclaimed nation.
Come on, reclaimed nation. Come on, reclaimed
Yes.
nation. Come on and bring it, because you preach every morning.
Yeah.
You got sermons, girl. You got sermons. You got sermons. You know how Kevin Hart got jokes? You got sermons. Okay? I got words. You got sermons. Kevin Hart got jokes. Oh, you got jokes. Yeah, he got jokes. He got lots of jokes. They made him millions, okay? He got jokes. You got sermons.
Yeah.
You got them. You got them. You got to release them sermons onto the world. You got to let that out. Yes? Yes?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes. Now that, yes, I can see that. I can really see that. I really can see that.
And can you write it out today? Can you take a step? Because as Tony Robbins said, who's an incredible coach, he said, when you make a new commitment, never leave the scene of making that new commitment without taking one action step with regard to that commitment. So can you take the action step of writing it out? Reclaim Nation. Yes. Reclaim Nation Church, or whatever you want to call it. Reclaim Nation. There it is.
Yes.
Write it out and do something today for Reclaim Nation. Come on, Alina.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
You see, if you're in a spiritual...
Like a month ago, yes. Reclaim Nation.
Reclaim Nation. I love it. And here's the deal. Nation. Yeah, here's the deal, family.
Oh, wait a minute. Adrian is on there saying something to me. Adrian.
Oh, who's Adrian? On YouTube?
Adrian, she's right down there. She's in the audience. Adrian, right there. She should probably
raise your hand, Adrian, and come up on stage. Raise your hand, because she got sermons.
Adrian, come up.
Adrian is going to testify to your life and to your blessings. See, family.
They gave her chills.
It gave her chills. Come on, Adrian. We need to hear from you.
Our friend is he ascended.
Ah.
Yeah, and I was talking to him yesterday. I said, that's where I got the Reclaim Nation from. He ascended. He passed on. I was very close with him. I used to talk to him all the time. And so he used to teach the science of the mind. He was a pastor at first. Then he started going into the science of the mind because he got healed through the mind and everything. So he started going in there. So I was just talking to him the other day, and I was saying, what am I going to do? Because I said, what are we going to do? What I'm going to do? And I heard the Reclaim Nation.
Come on.
I was like, okay, yes.
There it is. You said yes to it. Now.
What you want to say, Adrian?
Yeah, and now, Alina, did you write it down? Did you write it out?
Yes, I wrote it down.
Beautiful.
I'm listening.
Beautiful. Because words have power.
You were talking about seeds this morning. I mean, right now, because last night I wrote this about you. Seeds. That's what it says. Seeds. It gave me that word last night. Seeds. Seeds. So seeds are being planted. Seeds. Like, what do you do? What do you do? Just keep going. Your seeds. And then don't worry about who's gonna water the seeds. The seeds are coming for me. Seeds. So that came to me last night, and I wrote that down. And then I got up again, and it said seeds. First it said seeds, and it said seeds of greatness. Seeds of greatness. Like, do not play small.
Don't play small.
That's what I heard last night. Don't play small.
Whatever you do, don't play small.
Stop playing small. I'm gonna just shine disrespectfully, okay? I don't care who don't like it.
Come on. But look, we.
I'm just gonna be a lion, okay? I'm just gonna be it.
I love when people get their life. I love when people get their life.
My grandmother said I came to this world and I was talking to 6 months. I was always having something to say. So
you had sermons. You had sermons.
Yes.
Alina, I have to tell you something. You were tapping into the meaning of my sacred name. I have many sacred names because I've had many initiations. This sacred name, Kaisi, came from Mother Ayahuasca. And what did it mean? One who plants seeds in people and waters them, nurtures them to grow. That is the meaning of Kaisi.
Wow.
When I received it from the earth, from the plant mother, Mother Ayahuasca, that is planting seeds. You were tapping into the actual energetic essence and meaning of the sacred name, Kaisi, which I do not fully embody Kaisi. It's an aspiration. Do you know how your name is an aspiration? When you receive a new magical name, which we give a magical name to all of our initiates, when our initiates graduate from the mystery school and when they go to their initiation, they receive a sacred name. And you've heard, pardon me, Dr. Denise Bacchus, her sacred name is Queen Hadassah. The sacred names come from Holy Scripture, all of them. From the Bible or the pseudepigrapha or the apocrypha, they come from Holy Scripture and they have a deep meaning. Well, Queen Hadassah and Queen Vashti, these are their sacred names that they received. And when you receive a sacred name, it's a hot air balloon. It makes you go up. Because now, when I received the name from Reverend in my ministerial walk with Intervisions, and Reverend Dr. Yana Van Sant gives you the sacred name. We asked her, where do you get all these sacred names? Because they're just so amazing. And what they mean and the way she says them and the power just hits you. It's like, wow. She said, I go wherever I have to go to get the name. I was like, oh, that means don't ask no more questions about what she is doing. Right? So the name, when she spoke the sacred name, then she spoke a charge to us, all of us, after we received the sacred name, she spoke a charge to us. She said, rise to the essence of your name. You see, the name is not what you are now. Your name is the potentiality. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's telling you, come up here, do this thing now, the new sacred name. And so you tapped into the essence of Kaisi, which I more take Kaisi as a title, like Christ, not so much as a name as we use them in the third dimension, like John, Joe, Bob. They are words that have an energetic draw. They pull you up. So when she gave me that sacred name in the ayahuasca journey, It was so profound. It was so profound. Kaisi. And then when it landed on me, and whenever you go through these initiations, you receive new names. You're always going to receive new names. Okay. So Alina, you were tapping into the essence of my name. Adrian.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Adrian,
you're tapped in.
She's talking to you, Adrian.
Adrian, talk to us. How you loving? Welcome.
Hello. Hello, thank you for inviting me to the stage. I have really been enjoying the conversation, and I love Alina. So she and I have done some rooms together with King Billy Woodard in the past. So, and he was amazing and awesome, and so I kind of just follow the people I know wherever they go, and I am so glad they brought me here. It's such an honor to be up here speaking with all of you, and I as well. I didn't, to just hear what you said about ayahuasca and my journeys. I was also given 2 different names, but I didn't take them on the way that you did. So it's a very interesting. It was Aya and Akish. So I think it was Akish like that. And so I have no idea what they individually mean, and didn't take them on the way that you did. But that's a new perspective that I'm kind of excited about. So yeah. Thank you. With that,
What were you saying about the Reclaim Nation when she?
Oh, I just got chills. Like I was like, yes, that is for you, and whatever it is that you're going to do with it. And I think it's important that we all step into actually doing that. Like we have to reclaim this now. Like there is this rise of the feminine energy and the merging of the units and the Christ consciousness coming back through and within all of us. And I just find it very important that we start speaking the words that we mean to create, have, honor, and become. So the coming of the new earth and in all of its just awesomeness. I did myself get like speaking of writing it down, Kaishi, like you were saying, is that yesterday I got a huge revelation in regard to a new perspective on the 10 Commandments. And so I had to write it down, and I'm kind of like getting it prepared because I'm trying to figure out where and how I'll deliver it. But it was very, very interesting, and it has me still high from the revelation of it. It's really that new way to look at it in such a way that we realize who we are within those commandments versus something outside commanding of us, if that makes sense, like a commandment within. And so just kind of sitting with it a little bit. And at the same time, you're on a certain subject here with the Course of Miracles. And so I don't necessarily want to take it off track either. So I want to make sure that we stay with the conversation of your lesson 26. So it's really fun sitting through this. I did Course of Miracles a while back, but I have not looked into it again. So I really am enjoying reviewing the lessons. And I appreciate you setting this up. With that, I'm complete.
Thank you so much, Adrian, for being here. Thank you for being here. You are so appreciated. I can feel the essence of your energy. It's just really beautiful. And I'm looking forward to when you share this new perspective on the 10 Commandments. I love that. Thank you.
You can share that to Reclaim Nation.
I know I haven't. It's funny because I have a room I haven't actually started yet. Also, it's called Alt University. But I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a, I actually, I don't know if any of you know, but I know Alina does. I called Big Crave yesterday because I was sitting there and I was going, oh my gosh, I've got to deliver this. And at the same time, it's such a big one to take on because there's that sense of what kind of I have to be careful with what I create here. What kind of curiosity might I create that to make sure that I'll be able to stand up and handle any kind of questions that might be received. And so it kind of put me into a little bit of an anxious excitement, but still felt the anxiety, still feeling the anxiety around it, and at the same time very excited. So needless to say, I got a nice personal sermon from Big Crave yesterday on my voice. So it was very very helpful.
Well, just reading your bio, I'm very intrigued, and I have a million questions, but I won't ask them all now.
You know, what's so beautiful is how we all come together and connect by energy, You know, there's so much I heard there. I'm going to go to one thing that is the most prominent thing, is that for that, A Course in Miracles, the lesson for today is perfect for us. Yes, family? Because if you have something that you're creating, the Course in Miracles lesson for today is perfect for what we're creating. So, for instance, Reclaim Nation or Alt University. Okay, I'm creating this and I'm afraid. Oh, okay, first, let me start correctly, as the Course said, to my attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. I start with the statement for the idea for the day, right? And then in the case of creating Alt University, I'm afraid that this might happen. I'm afraid that that might happen. I'm afraid that people might say things about me. I'm afraid that whatever it is, I don't want to put words into your mouth, of course. As you know yourself very well, very intimately, right? And oh, that is an attack thought upon myself. Okay, I'm afraid that this might happen. Oh, that is an attack thought upon myself. Yes, that could be the perfect, Adrian, that could be the perfect use of today's lesson, because I don't think the lesson has to be just about problems. Just like it said, an open question that the outcome concerns us in any way, right? Could be just an open question. What do you think, Adrian? I don't know. What's landing on you? How's that resonating?
What's landing is that was the perfect thing to hear. And I may I ask permission to actually share?
Please do. Please do.
Okay. So yesterday, are you able to hear me? It says I have a poor connection.
Oh no, we hear you perfectly.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. So, I'm getting like chills just getting prepared in my body. I've got to get my notes up.
Look, I can tell this is something big. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat. Like, what is it?
Yeah, well, here's the thing, right? Like when I do open this up, it's actually probably perfect to share it here, because when I open this room, I'm like gonna need moderators to help hold the space. So, okay. Ooh, I'm shaking, everybody. Let's see. Okay, just breathe a minute. Okay, so I do personally a lot of etymology. Like I break down words a ton, and then always look up like the as far back as I can go, the root meaning of words. So yesterday I'm actually writing my book, and I kind of get like this ping from my mentor, my King mentor, King Billy, and it was like, you need to look to the 10 Commandments. And I, to be honest with you, I read the Bible like a really long time ago, but I never have studied it fully as an adult. And so I've been getting lots and lots of things to really fully study it and look at it with different eyes and new perspective. So he was telling me to go ahead and look to the 10 Commandments, and I was like, I'm not sure if I really want to put the 10 Commandments in here like that. And he was going, well, it's because you don't have the key. Like, you got to have the key. So the key was to treat the words as me equals me, thee equals myself, thou equals I, and thy equals my. And then it was to also look into really what God means, right? So it was like, okay, so we're going to look at God, which means supreme being, and then we were going to look at the Elohim, which was means origin. And so it's the origin of supreme beings. And so now here's the other thing, is I do a little bit of really looking at history of government and things like that. So when you look to government, and if you know some of the things going on with government, then person literally means a corporate entity, and people means pupil or below or beneath. So when you put those together, then we get called persons and people, which is not really what we are. And so there was this recognition within the Ten Commandments that it was like we are like king, or Billy used to always call us king gods or queen gods. And then it was this recognition of that is what we are. Like we are the supreme beings that have been created by the origin of the universe. And that instead of calling ourselves people or person, like that is the name of the species in such a way that it is God's. So anyway, so there's a few other words that I broke down, which is just to give you an interesting one was to break down Elohim, right? Like we know that we all came from black or dark or nothing or void, basically. And so Elohim literally means, El means out of or her, so out of her. And then O means eyesight or joy or grief. And then him for man. So if you think about what it means, you put it all together, then Elohim means out of her eyesight of joy or grief comes him. So there's that one. Then we move on to the actual 10 Commandments with the key. Now this is, again, this is one of those things, right, where we have to think about the words and how they've now been translated with God being supreme beings and with thou meaning I. So if you were to read it with the new translation, then Commandment 1 would be, I will have no other supreme being before me, meaning that if I translate it back to our current language, person, right? Like I come first. My person comes first because I have to take care of me in order to take care of others. So I will have no other supreme beings before me. I will not make against myself, and this is so on point for what you were just telling me, right? I will not make against myself any fear or threatening image. So I will not make against my own self any thoughts of negativity. Number 3, I will not take the name of the Lord, right, in vain. That's what we usually say, right? But it is, I will not take the name of the Lord. And if we think of Lord is the history of it is landlord. So that is the earth, or the Lord of the earth, the body. We are made of earth. So I will not take the earth that I reside in, will not take the Lord, and then the name of that, which is, my name is Adrienne Thomas. I will not take the name of the Lord, Adrienne Thomas, my God, the supreme being within that, and make it void or worthless. That's what vain means in the old days, is to not make a name of somebody void or worthless. So I will not take my own name and make it void or worthless. And then number 4 is the Sabbath. So remember the day of rest and keep it all inspiring. That one was big for me because historically, you think of holy and it's like sacred and quiet. A lot of times is how we look at something that is sacred, as quiet or small or internal and steady and still. And it was like, oh my gosh, to look at that day as all inspiring. Like that's a day to play, if anything else, like really, really play. So that one was interesting. And then you have number 5. And I was, as I'm having this conversation with my mentor, and I'm going, okay, well, that one's easy. Like honor the parents that I was born of. And he basically was like, no, look further. So I said, okay, well, then that would be honor, Godfather, Godmother, like the creators that I came from even prior to that. And then he said, no, think of it within your body. So I was like, okay, honor Father, which is the head, and Mother in the sacrum. So honor thoughts and feelings. Honor my thoughts and feelings. Number 6, I will not kill. I will not commit murder. I will do no harm. Number 7 is adultery. So if you look at the ancient history of adultery, it is, I will not perpetuate or give into foolish judgment. Will not perpetuate or give in to foolish judgment. Number 8 is I will not steal or I will not commit theft. Number 9 is, this one is also incredibly, this one shifted me a lot as well, because we a lot of times think of, it's kind of an easy one, like, of course, tell the truth, right? But it literally means I will not produce intentionally untrue knowledge about anyone I come into contact with. I will not produce intentionally untrue knowledge about anyone I come into contact with. That makes that one huge. That's anyone you come into contact with, whether it be a quick view on the street, just connecting of eyes, something over the phone, or that you actually meet somewhere in person. And number 10, I will not wish, right? So it's not just covet. It's not just envy or jealousy. It is, I will not wish for anything excessive without regard for the rights of others. I will not wish for anything excessive without regard for the rights of others. So when you kind of hear them like that, then it's like, wow, like that, in a way, it's that, like, we know that we have a creator, right? But instead of this pressure, a lot of times, that the church has previously pushed onto the population of this all-encompassing fear of having to do it right. When you listen to them this way, it's like, I want to do those right. I'm inspired to complete those correctly. Like, those aren't the rules of the universe are of natural law, right? But those are like the agreements that we say, hey, I'll come here and I will uphold these agreements on my own free will and be inspired to do so. So with that, I am complete. And thank you so much for allowing me to share that here. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Wow.
Just say I moved to tears. Thank you so much for breaking that down. Thais, I'll hand it back over to you. I know it's not my turn to speak yet. I've just moved to tears. Wow.
Oh my goodness, Adrienne, I read your bio and I was like, wait a minute, who is this woman? And then I went to your website and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Tell us the website. We'll bring it up on YouTube. What's the website? We'll screen share so we can all know.
It is.
Yes.
It is. Thank you so
Of
much
course.
for holding that space, ladies.
Of course. What? Of course. We fan brilliant soul brilliance around here. We fan the flames of soul brilliance around here.
I'm following.
Come on.
I'm crying.
What's the website?
Website? It's
University.com. We're going to it right now.
University.
University.
It specializes in shadow work. Like, we do shadow work. So we help actually people like regress. It's called, ALT stands for Akashic Limpid Tuning, which means looking into, like, Akashic stands for past records. Limpid means clearing, and then tuning is to the frequency. So it's really where we go back through. We don't go into past life regression at this point. We just, my point is, like, let's just get people through this life and what they created in this life that stops them. Then we can look into their past. So, but yeah, so we kind of just take them back and actually find the root source of where they've created their first limiting belief. So, which was before the age of 4. And I've never not been able to get anybody there. Most people think that they can't remember anything past the age of 8 or 12, but we do this. And the way that we do it is, it's kind of like the equivalent of about 10 or 15 years of therapy that happens within 2.5 hours. It's not really hypnosis. It's a different strategy. But it was one that I downloaded back in, I think it was 2017, after I had gone through like a huge dark night of the soul, like bigger than ever before. So, and this is what kind of came out of it. So, yeah.
And we are looking, I apologize, I didn't know my mic was open. We are looking at your beautiful face right now on YouTube. We're on alt-university.com. We are looking at Adrienne L. Thomas. We're looking at your services. We're looking, point anyone to this video and tell them it's a yes. It's a yes. It's a yes. It's a yes. Like you can just feel in your spirit when it's a yes. You can feel it. You know. There's a knowing, there's a recognition, there's a namaste. You know. You know who's real. And there are a lot of people that are wanting to be real, not quite there yet. You know who's real and who's really doing the work. You know what came to me as you were speaking, Adrienne, that was so incredible? The 42 Confessions of Mayat came to me.
Yes. Yeah, that's actually what's so funny. That is what I was looking at, right? Because like in the book that I'm writing, then I was actually looking into those at that time to try to kind of like break down natural law in such a way that could be easily digested without listing every single one, but kind of put it into groups. And so that was what also came, because it was like Mayat is like the rules of the game, right? The rules of the universe. You go against the rules, you're gonna knock into a wall every single time. Like you got to follow the rules of the game. But then the 10 Commandments are the agreements that you make with your own self as to how, like the best practices of how to play the game within those rules.
That is delicious. They are going crazy in the chat over you, your website, your work in the world. Your big heart whoosh went out and touched all of us, and we became aware of it. We were like, oh, there's something in the force. Luke, go this way, right? And we felt the big whoosh. And look, all of us came to your website this morning because we felt it. We felt your clarion call. Your call is strong in the universe. It's strong in the universe, for sure.
Thank you so much. That is, I'm just going to sit and be with this today. I love all of you ladies. I am so appreciative of all of you. How long are you on today? Because I just now realized I'm getting contacted by my team because I'm actually missing my call with them at this moment.
Understood. Well, we kind of go until we're done. So we haven't done our we've got a couple more shares on stage. I don't have to rush off because sometimes I do have to skedaddle to the next commitment. Today I'm open, and it's Witchy Wednesday, which we love. And we have our card for the day and our Galactic Signature for the day. So if you are if you align with us again, we love the synchronicity, however it flows. Yeah. We love you. Okay. You are loved. Right. You are appreciated.
I will jump back in here after my call.
Beautiful.
So, thank you so much.
Of course, Adrienne. You're welcome anytime. Who's next on stage? Wow. We got such a blessing this morning. When I tell y'all, Christian witches, don't throw away your Bible. There's the shining example right there. Don't throw away your Bible. You got the biggest magic book. It's the grimoire of grimoires. That's what came to me yesterday. The Bible is the grimoire of grimoires. The biggest magic book going if you know how to read it and decode it. Who's next?
Yes, just wow. This morning, I was like, I'm not doing anything that's not in alignment with me anymore. I had this little part-time job. I was like, I'm not coming in. I felt the need to be on this call, so here I am. And I'm still just dumbfounded. The lesson today talking about, I attacked myself first with my thoughts. And I had this revelation a couple of weeks ago with, here in Texas, and I am also in Texas, so not far from me, actually, in Grapevine. But, here in Texas, went to get, this is before they just said nobody needs a license. Went to get that, and Spirit was like, why do you feel the need to, quote unquote, protect yourself? And then this lesson just broke it down. I didn't really think any much more of it. I never went forward with getting it and getting a gun and all that stuff. And I'm like, you know their own experiences, they are our servants. And it reminds me, I think it's Reverend Ike that says it, it works if you work it. And us being here on this call, or YouTube, wherever we are together virtually, tapping into this, if we choose to work it, it starts to work. It's starting to manifest. And I can just feel that in my own life, that my whole life is doing a complete 360, 180, however you want to say it, quantum jumping. Like everything is just happening because of my consciousness. I'm open, I'm willing. I think, Casey, that was this morning, are you willing to be willing? And I'm here for it. Like, I'm here for it. And I'm just so thankful to be in this space. And all these beautiful people in there, our souls, I'm just so thankful. That's all I really had to share. Just it works if you work it. That's it. And I'll pass the mic on. I'm complete.
Kristen, you had me, you got me up out of my chair, Kristen, because I couldn't even sit down when you were speaking. The rabbit, we're only on day 26. What will you look like on day 67? Or by day 78, you'll probably just be floating. Namaste. You'll just be floating. Your feet won't even touch the ground. What will you look like on day 272? You'd be like, you'd be an angel by then. You would have literally grow wings out your back. I mean, this stuff works. Wow. And do you see why we go over the course over and over and over? I did the course how many years? Dr. G. Lee done the course how many years? And here we are again in it every day, deeper than ever, every day, deeper than ever. We've been doing this for years. And I've never done this before. Wow. I'm blown away. I got to tell you something else that blew me away about Adrienne and why tears came up for me when I was looking at her website. You all may not know this, although you may have heard me and Max talk about this a little bit, Max Tucci, my dear friend Max Tucci. You may not have known that many years ago, spirit realms told me that my YouTube channel was not for me. Like, nothing's for you. Nothing's for you. Everything is a move of the divine for more than one person. If it benefits you, trust and know it's going to benefit many, because the divine doesn't work on favorites. It doesn't work on choosing. I choose you to get a blessing today, but only you. That all is human. When the divine moves, it benefits everyone. It benefits all parties involved. There are no losers in the divine plan. Now, in human interactions, you have win, lose, blah, blah, blah. Compromise. There is no compromise in the divine way. So this is what the divine told me years ago about my YouTube channel, years ago. It said, you have a network. I was like, a network? It was teaching me, the inner teacher. You have a network. Okay. Yeah, network that has like a lot of shows. Now, this was against everything that they tell you to do on YouTube. You got to niche down. You got to talk about one thing. So the YouTube algorithm, and you got to use these keywords, and then you got to use these tags, and you got to use this thumbnail, and then you got to be known in your space for doing this thing and only this thing, and do. Everybody wanted you to be in a box. Niche down, niches and riches. Niche down, and be the only one, and be the best one. There's competition again. God never told me any of that. That seemed like a constriction, where what God was whispering to me was is an expansion. So you can choose constriction or you can choose expansion. They're all available to you. Hey, you're free to choose. So I'm listening, and I'm listening to the inner teacher and saying, yeah, you have a network of many shows. And I was like, whoa, like own. Then here comes Max Tucci speaking out loud what was already the inner conversation. That's all other people can do, is speak out loud what's already your inner conversation. Yeah, Val, you not just a show, because how many producers over the years, at least about 5 producers, have reached out to me about doing a TV show. Come on, we got to do a TV show. Oh my God, you're so good for TV. Well, I'm on TV. And I always knew I would be on TV. I always knew I would be on TV. I always knew I would be quote unquote famous. I always knew I'm North Node in Leo. I was made for the stage. That's where God told me to be. That's not some haughty aspiration. It's every time I go someplace, they stick a mic in my, I'm just attending an event, sitting in the audience. They stick a mic in my hand and say, what would you like to say? And Spirit says something. So that's my place. When I was in high school, I was on stage. Well, anyway, so I always knew I would have a TV show. So when all the producers, somehow we put God's big plan for our lives into a little thing that we know about. Oh, it must be TV. No, maybe it's movies. Maybe it's stages. Maybe, who knows what it could be. It could be something that hasn't even been invented yet. When Spirit was telling me this, YouTube hadn't even been invented yet. Do you understand that what God is going to show you that you're going to be doing haven't even been invented yet? Humans haven't even thought of the idea yet, and you're going to be rocking it. Well, Max Tucci said, Val, show, forget about a show, that's too small. Network, you need a network, you know? And I'm like, ding, 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 ding. That is exactly what Spirit said. That somehow I knew this YouTube channel was not for me. Like for me to be an influencer, that's crap. Who cares? Who cares? And no dissing to any of the influencers out there, because if you're an influencer, great, get your paper, do what you love, do it, and be paid well for it. I'm talking about me and my path. I'm not talking about anybody else. So I want to make that clear, because I don't poo-poo anything anyone is doing. If you doing it and you loving it, do it, get your paper, get paid, get your enjoyment, get all of it. I'm talking about what was occurring to me. I'm talking about my inner experience. It was like, no, you're not an influencer. Oh, no. Man, some people, God is telling them you're an influencer. So that wasn't what the voice was saying to me. The voice was saying to me, you have a platform to reveal many people. You have a platform like Oprah. Yes, that you will share, reveal many people. And as Dr. G. Lee comes on the channel, she's been on Facebook with us, and you've seen Dr. G. Lee's video plastered, it's stapled to the top of my Facebook fan page, over 12,000 views. You saw her with us. She's already been with us in this Course in Miracles. She's in the chat right now. You've seen Dr. G. Lee on this platform and other places. She's different places, not just here. You've seen Max Tucci on this platform. Now you've seen Adrian on this platform. And after Max said what he said, and it was woo, 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 the divine fire, the flame, woo. Because when you get near other people that are all fired up, your flame fires too by resonance, right? Even more. And then it came to me, the name Spirit Network. It's all kinds of spirituality shows like Gaia Network with magic, magic and aliens and all that stuff, because I like all that shit. And imagine that it's already happening. The other day we had Gordana Biernat right here on the platform. Do you see how the divine will bring it to fruition? You just keep going along. Keep going. It didn't tell me, well, this is going to happen, and then this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, then this is going to happen, and in March 2022, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen. It doesn't tell you that. It says, A Course in Miracles every day. Okay. You do that. The Bible says, he that is faithful in least will be faithful in much. We haven't even been faithful in least. Did you even take the first step Spirit gave us? A Course in Miracles every day. Okay. And I listen for the time, 7 a.m. Okay. All platforms, all. It was open to like all. It wasn't like a private call, because sometimes you get things that feel private. And who am I to do this with? All. Open it to all. It was the all. Oh, that's all. That's everything I got. Trust me, my Instagram would be hooked in here too if I could find a way to stream on Instagram. My Instagrams, both the Christian Witches Instagram and the Val Love Instagram, would be hooked into if I could find a way to do it. Spirit Network. So this whole channel is being revamped to Spirit Network, and you will see shows. I'm talking about top quality studio produced shows in all aspects of spirituality, magic, metaphysics, everything you can imagine will be right here on this Spirit Network. You'll see it coming, and it's already happening. Read the signs. When I looked at her website, I was like, oh my God, there's our Spirit Network right there. Look how many shows we can already have on our Spirit Network. Look at how many shows. The shows are just going through my mind. I've written down all these shows. I can't do all these shows. I'm not doing all the shows. The shows are to be done by the people that are doing them, doing the work in the world. And then they talk about it. Oh, the shows are going to be incredible. Even food shows about what to eat, how to eat high vibration. So that's what I want. That's why tears came to my eyes, because you will see your dreams, the promises from Spirit. You will see them manifest before your eyes, and you're like, I didn't even have to push, try. I didn't have to do anything but align myself with what's already done in heaven. Align myself. Can I do that? Can I get up early in the morning and pray and be in spiritual community and get my directions and follow them for one day? Can I do that? I can do that. And we've done it for 26 days. And guess what? It's the first 26 days of the rest of your life, because this is how you roll now. This is how we roll. Come on, love journey. My sister Janine. We have seen this so many times, right, Janine? You know, Janine does that. She makes shows and movies and things like that. That's what she does. She does all of that creative stuff. She went to school for that. Harmony went to school for that. Do you know how many singers, actors, producers, directors are in this global community? It would shock you. Max Tucci is an award-winning, he has won an Emmy for his show. He is an award-winning host on his show. I mean, I'm going to go to the church for this one because this is a fitting phrase. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Won't he do it, saints? Sometimes you just got to go to church for just the right saying. Won't he do it? That's the only saying that is coming to me right now. Won't he do it? You know, whether he's a he, she, it, they, it don't matter. Won't he do it? We know what that means, right? We know what that means, right? Taya Bell, Harmony, then went to school for this. Harmony, you went to school. She went to a broadcasting school. She knows how to do all of this. Harmony, talk to us.
Hold on one sec. Let me mute the YouTube channel so I don't have reverb. Yes. I always wanted to do modeling and acting, and then I found that I loved being behind the camera as much as I loved being in front of it. So I did go to school, the Ohio Media School, and got my certificate in broadcasting. And then after I was complete, they asked me to come in and teach classes. So I was actually teaching at the same school that I went to up until the C word occurred. And I love every aspect of it. And it brings so much to like, if we think about all of the media we consume, I feel like your Spirit Network will be the right media that people consume. I can see people, instead of binge watching things on Netflix, binge watching things on Spirit Network. And just think about, like how you said, eating high vibration food. Mm-hmm. I feel like that would be consuming high vibration content that'll take everyone up a level. So I'm really excited about the Spirit Network, and I can't wait to see how everything falls into place and the impact that it has on the globe. And I'm complete.
Amen. And it ain't my Spirit Network. It's Spirit Network. Spirit Network belongs to Spirit. That means it belongs to all of us. Yes? It belongs to all of us. Do it. Do it, God. Blessings, Curtis. Love you as well. Blessings. Curtis says, love, love, love you, Valerie, love. Gracias, gracias, gracias. I'm coming to you today, family, from, no one guessed it yesterday, Guadalajara, Mexico. In Jalisco.
I've never even heard of Guadalajara, Mexico. That's why I didn't guess it. Never even heard of that.
You never heard of Guadalajara. You never heard of Guadalajara.
Oh my goodness, I used to live in Guadalajara.
Oh, do you like it? Tell us about it, Queen Hadassah. Tell us about it.
Well, I went to have an experience. This was in 2006. Went to learn Spanish, actually, to improve my Spanish. And I thought I would be like where you were, Rev, in the tropical place by the beach. But Guadalajara is very city. It's, it's city, beautiful cathedrals, beautiful shopping malls. There's malls there with nothing but shoes, Rev. Don't go in there. Please don't.
Oh my God, don't tell me that. Please don't tell me. But you know what's my saving grace in Mexico? They don't have my size because I wear 11 and everybody's small. So that's my saving grace. They ain't even got your size, Kaisi. Turn around and walk out of this store.
You're small too. But, Guadalajara is much more city than it is, it's very metropolitan. It's very cosmopolitan. I loved it. I just loved everything about Guadalajara. You're going to enjoy it. And the family that I was living it with, they took us to the House of Cuervo, where they make the tequila. So they took us through every stage of the tequila making process. And I don't really drink, but by the time they were giving us like communion size samples, by the time I got through the thing, I was so tipsy. I was like, ooh, this feels good. But I love Guadalajara. You will enjoy it, Rev.
Oh,
I should have guessed it. Oh, I could have got some Bitcoin.
You could have got a little bit of Bitcoin.
Well, it's very Insta-worthy, Rev. I like places that are Insta-worthy. With a quick Google search, all of the buildings look absolutely gorgeous. Everything about this place looks amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely get some cute pictures here. Nadia, did you say Guadalajara yesterday? Let me look. Nadia said, I think I said Guadalajara. Nadia, I was looking in the chat. Did anyone see for sure? Let me know for sure, Nadia. If you did, I'm going to send you a few sats on Cash App. Did anyone see Nadia with Guadalajara? I didn't see it, Nadia. Are you sure? Let me know for sure. And go back and check and let me know for sure. Go back and check the chat from yesterday. Go to the part in the video where we were talking about it. And if you definitely did, I will send you some sats on Cash App. Did Guadalajara check and let me know? Okay, now for sure. Okay, I tell you what, we're going to give you some more opportunities to make some sats because I feel like Oprah, I feel like giving away some sats. I just feel like it. So, hey, I'm going to another location next Tuesday. So I will, February 1st, which is 1 week from today. So I'll put another little something up on it for grabs. And hey, go for it. I love giving away money. I love giving away. I love giving things. It's not giving away, it's giving. Who's next?
May I come in? I am Rosa J.
Yes.
Doing God's way every day. That's my only way. I want to say thank you. And I appreciate my sister who has her new church. I love that name because you're actually reclaiming who you are. I love that. And I loved everything. I am actually complete. I wanted to actually also tell a story. I moved into this place that I'm living in now about 14 years ago. And my bedroom window, you can walk right past it in like a yard. When I got here, it was not fenced in. And my worry, thoughts in mind produced in time, was, oh my God, somebody could just walk into my bedroom, kill me. And I live in what's called Southeast. Everybody calls Southeast the ghetto, but they really don't know. Southeast has more beautiful homes, and a lot of Black folks live here and bought these gorgeous homes in Southeast. So people don't read what you hear on the news and all that stuff about Southeast. Anyway, I guess about 3 years into this apartment, I came home and my door was unlocked. And I was like, it was partially open. I thought the service people were there doing some work. So I walk in and I say, hello. And I hear nothing. But it's a breeze. So I walk into my bedroom and lo and behold, my window has been broken into. And I looked around, my computers were stolen, the one with my book on it and everything. Everything that I had been doing for the 3 years was on this computer. And they took that, and they took a bracelet, and they just took stuff. While I'm standing in the living room talking to the police, and I hear my door open, and I turn around very quickly, and it slams. I run out the house, and I see this man running down the street, and he dashes into an apartment. So I run down there to see where he went. I don't know. He disappeared. Never knew who he was. So I was sitting there thinking, I said, you know what? And I had just begun the course. And I think the lesson was something like, I cannot be attacked. And I was like, wow, that's what I read this morning. But I knew it was my thought that brought that person into my house. So I oiled my house down and blessed my house and my doorway and all that. And would call, the service people, because I kind of figured he looked like one of the servicemen. And we used to have amazing conversations. He would come in and we'd talk, and he'd leave, and we talk. He redid his apartment. I mean, he was awesome as far as decorating. He just redesigned his whole apartment.
There's a little sound going on there. Oh, okay. Your voice went low. There was a little sound.
My girlfriend from Africa was calling me, but I'll call her back.
Okay.
When I opened my door and I he was coming in to do work, he could not step across my doorway. Every time I invited him in, he jumped right back out. I said, come on in and sit down. He jumped right back out. Every time. So the truth of this whole thing, I knew he did it, couldn't prove it or anything, and just kind of let it go. But it's true, when you bless your space, you can never be attacked. So when you bless your spirit in the morning, when you wake up and we do our spiritual practices, we are actually, like the Bible says, putting on the breastplates to guard our spirit, our body, and everything, and nothing can attack us, no matter what. And I know that this means that I cannot be attacked by illness, by people, by government, by anybody, which actually gave me the idea that maybe this year I might file my taxes. I ain't filed taxes in 40 years.
Hey, might as well go ahead and do the paperwork, right? Might as well.
Right. That's what I say, because I can't be attacked, so what the hell? It doesn't matter. I've done it's just certain things that I just don't, I now don't play into. When they first come, I decide whether I'm going to deal with that or say that or whatever. So thoughts and mind do produce in kind, and we have to be careful of what we're thinking, and most importantly, what we are saying. And it's all right to cancel no matter what. But I appreciate you, Rev. And like you said, sometimes if you sit around long enough, everything you want to say will be said. And it was today. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you. I love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Peace and love.
Ooh, peace and love, Rosa. Peace and love, Mama Rosa. I used to call her Minister Rosa, but now they calling you Mama Rosa. So you good with that? What do you prefer, Minister Rosa, Mama Rosa?
I hope they be calling me Mama Rosa by the time I'm 120. So I'm all right with that. If you want me to be your mama, then all right with me. I will love you like you're mine, because you are. This is what we are. We are all mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers. We're in this race together, and we're all going to finish with the gold medallion saying we served, we did, we done. and I am complete.
Ashe, ashe, ashe. You know, I was sitting here with the old family, and when I was doing my makeup this morning, a little bit of powder plopped down on my little thingy, and I forgot to get it off. So y'all forgive me for sitting here with this little makeup powder on my little thingy, but I don't really care about that. What I do care about is that we have a new member on the channel. Woohoo! Curtis! Welcome! And Curtis, welcome, 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 welcome to the membership, Love Tubers membership. And the membership for family members of $4.99 per month. And Love Tubers get all the books, ebook version. They get all the books at a gift. You never have to buy my books again. Well, not that you have to buy them. I hope nobody was saying they have to buy Kaise's book. You don't have to. You don't. They're giving to you. They're giving to you as a gift. And you know I got a lot of books. So the books are in there for you. The books are in there for you. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So delicious. So delicious. So welcome, Curtis. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Love it. We'll love it, love it, love it. Now, let's go to our card for the day. Our card for the day is Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. This card is a card about balancing. You see that the money, it tells us that it's money because we have a pentacle card. So we know that's money, wealth, health. It's the physical suit. It's the earth suit. And what we see is balanced scales. And we also see a man who is a giving kind of person, a philanthropy. So sometimes when you see the the Six of Pentacles, it could be to give a gift. And if you desire to give a gift, no greater, better place than to gift would be to ACIM, because ACIM.org, who is the Foundation for Inner Peace, takes care of us. They take care of us. So we get to take care of them. Yes, they take care of us. So we get to take care of them. And if you would also like to give, you can give to Law of Time. May, oh my goodness, May, tears came up to me for me too today. May I tell you, a lot's coming up. And I love that you've been crying through this lesson. I love it. I love it. I love it. That means things are moving. It's working. It's moving. It's moving. It's moving. It's shifting. Yes, I love it. I love it. Now, we're going to go to lawoftime.org. If there's another place where you would love to give, lawoftime.org. And if you like to give to Kaisa, you know I do accept all kinds of lovely gifts, and I love Bitcoin. So down in the description, you got how you can give to me too, especially Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. Love it, love it, love it. Spirit is breaking down barriers. Yes, it is. So we're going to go to lawoftime.org and we're going to go to our galactic signature for the day. Queen Hadassah, floor is yours.
Okay, Rev, this was such an awesome today on my birthday. I feel so blessed. This is a birthday kickoff. Thank you, Love Tubers. I love you all. Thank you, everyone on the Clubhouse stage that has enriched my birthday today. And I usually don't make a big fuss. I usually don't tell anyone. But Queen Vashti outed me, and I am so appreciative. I am smiling from ear to ear. I am floating, as you say, and it is with my greatest pleasure to bring you this galactic signature today. Kin 148, yellow overtone star. I empower in order to beautify. Commanding art. I seal the store of elegance. With the overtone tone of radiance, I am guided by the power of intelligence. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me.
We have another galactic activation portal?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes, we do on my birthday. Woo-hoo. Woo! Yes. I empower in order to beautify. Commanding art. I seal the store of elegance. With the overtone of radiance, I am guided by the power of intelligence. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. I empower in order to beautify. Commanding art. I seal the store of elegance. With the overtone of radiance, I am guided by the power of intelligence. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. Yellow, overtone star.
Ding, 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 yellow overtone star. And if you don't know what we're talking about, by all means, do go to lawoftime.org. And if you get the Star Travelers Almanac, which you can get the Star Travelers Almanac each year, get the Star Travelers Almanac. You can keep up with them every single day, or you can go to lawoftime.org. And while you're there, you can also share some lovely cash with them too, because they do accept donations. That's a 501c3 organization, which is beautiful. All right, everyone, everywhere, send some love. Everybody on stage, you know how we do. We end with love. We begin with love. We end with love. Everybody send some love. Love your family.
Have a